What's going on, friends? It's Anton Daniels, and I gotta have a conversation with you guys about Teach Henley because you see how the sun is hitting me. This is no finesse, no makeup, no filters, no none of that. This is 100% Teach Henley. I use it in the morning as soon as I get up, right after I pray and brush my teeth, jump in the shower, and I'm hitting the streets because you never get a second chance to make a first impression. So even though they're giving you 40% off your first order, 20% off for life, even though you may get a free gift, forget all that, right? Because we would do this even if it was full price because it's worth that much. I'm in the streets, I'm kicking it with people when I see Dusties everywhere. You don't want to be them. You want to separate yourself. And the way that you separate yourself is self care. Ladies get it for the fellas. Fellas don't wait for the ladies to get it for you. I'm about to hit the streets right now and I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling great. I mean, I already got confidence, but to have that extra boost of confidence, knowing that you've taken care of yourself and you set yourself apart from all of the rest of the sheep that's walking around making bad decisions on a daily basis. And it's reflected in their actions. It's reflected in the products that they use. It's reflected in the people that they follow. And so if you're trying to level up, if you're trying to make sure that you look good, they're going to send you the pack. They're going to give you all of the instructions on how you're supposed to use it. Then make sure you get your Teach Henley. Again, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Get your free gift. Make sure you tap in with your boy Anton Daniels because Unc is never going to lead you wrong. I would never have you use a product that I don't use myself. Again, they've been rocking with me for a long time. Make sure you get your Teach Henley. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. What's going on is Anton from AntonDaniels.com. I appreciate you guys for continuing to rock with me. Thank you for tuning in for another edition of the Millionaire Morning Show. Is everything good? Yeah, okay, it's cool. Looks like it's lagging a little bit. I'm your host, Anton Daniels. What up, what up, what up, what up, what up, what up to all of my friends and family in the building? I appreciate y'all for continuing to hold me down. Let me move this camera slightly. What's up, friends? What's going on? How y'all feel today? What up, Tavi? What up, Onaka? What up, Kate Cooper, Juan Hart, Will Nola, Wyatt? Walk on Wood. Walk on Wood says, AD, how you feel? I feel ecstatic. I feel absolutely ecstatic. 100%. And let me tell you why. Because I got an email this morning because I had a final inspection on a property, one of the properties that I built. And so we finished it and we put the deck on it and all of that. And y'all going to see all of this information inside of the Patreon. And I'm going to give y'all some updates on the Patreon in a second. But I got an email this morning and it was good news. It was good news. I got my certificate of occupancy. I don't know if y'all can see that. It's backwards, but I got my certificate of occupancy. And so it's a blessing. Yeah, it's a blessing today. I just got the email and they just issued it today. Literally just issued it today. And that's beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. 100%. Got my certificate of occupancy today. And so it's beautiful. It's beautiful. It's awesome. So we got another one in the books, Bag Chasers. We just built another house. And so we got to find a tenant. And that's the final play is to find a tenant. And then also moving on to the next property. Moving on to the next property. You know what I'm saying? So excited about that. And don't worry, my people are on me. Anton, you need to approve the changes and what the updates are. And find it out and all of this stuff. I'm like, okay, yes, I'll look at it today. So it's a blessing. It's a blessing to have people that work with you and people that work for you that are continuing to push to get new projects up so that we can continue to scale up and do great things. So I'm excited about that. I'm excited to get a new tenant, adding to the portfolio, and we got new properties that we breaking ground on. So we got 3 new properties that we're actually breaking ground on. And so as soon as I get back to Michigan so that I could also celebrate Christmas, I'll also be revealing to y'all and showing y'all the properties, the three new ones that we also breaking ground on. And we work all year. We work winter, summer, spring, fall. We don't slow down. We build houses all year round. So we keep them. We don't do no financing through the banks. And we put up our own money and our own cash and we run it up. And so that's what we do as bag chasers. So shout out to everybody that's in the building. That's an early Christmas gift to myself. You know, it's always great when you can get something else done. I can't deal with tenants. I'd rather buy a Wendy's. So you'd rather deal with customers every day than you would a good tenant? Yeah, okay. I'm a pass on that. I'm a pass on that. All right. But shout out to you. Listen, everybody got their preferences. Thank you to everybody that's holding me down, and thank you to everybody that's running it up. Did y'all enjoy the show last night? Did y'all enjoy the show last night? I'm glad that y'all enjoyed the show last night. Let me also say this, and then we're going to get into the show. Just a little bit of housekeeping. So, as I indicated yesterday, I had put up a video on Patreon yesterday highlighting the changes that were coming to Patreon. All right. You are starting to see some of those changes be implemented. So, there is a new tier. So, if you want to get into the Patreon at the lowest tier possible, that tier is available. And today, I will be transitioning every single video that I want to be available for all the tiers. So it's going to be like maybe 40 to 45 different posts that post to the Patreon a day. So if you have the app or you getting alerts from Patreon, that's what it is. We're putting all of the content over there. We're moving them into different collections. We're making sure it's easily sorted out. So it's like kind of under construction. The Patreon today is going to be a lot of working and a lot of under construction, especially since I don't have to live stream tonight. So it's going to be a lot of things that's moving around. But once it's done, it'll be a lot easier to find what you're looking for. You'll see why the new tier is needed and available. And it's going to be a lot of information that's being released to you guys and a lot of exclusive content. So I just want to make sure that y'all understand that when you get into Patreon, right, especially for the new people, you was wondering why your Patreon notifications was going off like that? It's me. It's just that I'm updating, posting, and all of that. So let me also say this. The versions of the videos that you see, because I just want people to have access to the information and I want the stuff to be organized the way it's supposed to be organized. The versions of the stuff that you see in the Patreon today will be different than what you see over the next couple of weeks, because I'm moving it over to a completely different streaming player. All right. I think it's one that I've been using that's more optimized, but I have to hurry up and port it over. And let me also say that all of the information that was on the Darth Anton channel is completely removed. It's not over there. The only thing that's on the Darth Anton channel right now is a couple different shorts. All right. So the channel will be, it might even change. I might even, I don't know what that channel would become, but I think I'm gonna just keep it as a shorts channel and just leave it like that. But for the most part, you'll find that all of the content that was over there is gone, and all of that vlog content is gonna be moved over to the Patreon. So you get a behind the scenes look, and now I could be a lot more candid about what's going on and see what's happening. And then obviously you're gonna get way more content, masterminds, all of that type of stuff. You'll see what's gonna happen. All right. Any questions before we get started with the show? Are there any questions before you get started with the show? Just want to make sure that we're all on the same page. AD, I think you're shadow banned. I don't believe that, nor do I care about that. I don't think that that's true. I don't ever get into the whole you're shadow banned situation. I don't buy into that. I think I'm doing just fine. My life is great. Updates on seat at the table is coming after I finish porting everything over and the Patreon. It's a lot of work. It's always a lot of work, but I got to work relentlessly to add as much value into the people as possible. All right. Y'all ready to rock out? Y'all ready to get into it? It's so much going on, man. It's so much happening in the streets. It's so much happening in the streets. Good morning. Good morning to everybody that's filtering in right now. And it's super early here. It's 7:25 here on the West Coast, 10:25 Eastern. And so I'm still trying to navigate between the two. Yep, Bud is retiring. I seen that he was retiring. Shout out to that. All right, let me read some of the early cash apps and super chats, and then we'll go ahead and get it popping. That certificate of occupancy is popping, man. I like that. I like that. I need to charge my phones too. Shout out to Rand Wilson. Says DL Hughley goes off on Nicki Minaj. Y'all still checking for DL Hughley? I didn't even know that anybody was still checking for DL Hughley. Robert Banks says, thanks for the info of what you bring to the world. Thank you, Robert Banks. And thank you to shout out to everybody that I met. I went out and about, and I was out in the streets yesterday in San Diego, and I ran into a lot of people. A lot of people. Lots and lots of people. Mike That Dude. Shout out to Mike That Dude. I appreciate you, Mike That Dude, for holding me down. Spencer Campbell says, thank you for the morning and the night service. I'm going to try to calm down today. I'm going to try to not be as so emotional and energetic when it comes to the stuff that I've been saying. Shout out to A. Wyatt, says, for the offering plate, Deacon Daniels. What up to A. Wyatt? Yeah, so it was a lot of snow bunnies out and about. It's almost all snow bunnies here. Shout out to the bunnies. Eric Harris says, yo, today is my Earth Day. I just finished watching the Monday panel. Shampoo is wild. Yo, blender broke. Call Monop. That joke was so funny. Brian, the filmmaker, says, good morning. So I took your advice, and me and the boys is not going to Thailand anymore, even though we wasn't going for the lady boys or women. We going to Morocco now. What's the weather in Morocco? Can you check the weather in Morocco? I might have to hit Morocco. What's the weather in Morocco? I want to see what the weather in Morocco is too. Shout out to Shensi. I thought about going to Thailand myself before we get into the show. What up, Angie Leo? I thought about going to Thailand myself. Obviously, I wasn't going to be going with the boys or a boys crew. I always got to have something soft with me. I thought about going to Thailand because I looked up the best weather in the world, like in the entire world during this time of year. And they said Thailand is one of the places that's got the best weather. And so I was thinking to myself, I was conflicted because I was like, damn, I just told Brian, the filmmaker, that him and the boys can't go to Thailand. Oh shit, it's in the 50s. I don't know about that. But I said, man, I was telling Brian, the filmmaker, that him and the boys can't go to Thailand because of the lady boys. So if I show up in Thailand, I might look a little crazy. Oh, yeah. But I heard that the weather is incredible. I heard the weather is incredible. I just can't go because of I don't know if I can go and, because of the lady boy. So instead, I just went ahead and came over to San Diego. I've never been here anyway. Deport the Maryland governor. What is going on in Maryland? Why y'all tripping on Maryland? Discuss the mass shooting in Baltimore. 1 woman dead and 4 men shot. Okay, so let me ask you a question, Angie, before we get started with the show. All right. You say, yeah, it's not a good look. They're lady boys and pretty too. So if I actually go with a woman, or if I go with my family, Is it different? Because I don't travel with guys. You know what I'm saying? I don't travel with guys. Is it still banned from traveling to Thailand if I travel with women? Sabrina said it's different. All right. I like that. Chris Cunningham says, did you hear Shiloh Lucky is getting investigated by the FBI for her using venture capital money for the wedding in the house? Who is Shiloh Lucky? I don't be knowing nothing that be going on. I'm still guilty for association. How am I guilty by association? I seen a video of a chick that was asking a black man. Hold on, I'm gonna show y'all. Give me a second. I don't know why this showed up on my For You page. How do I go to my save stuff? You can tell I'm never on Instagram. Archive saved. No, saved. Oh, I guess I didn't save it. I didn't want that in my algorithm. I didn't save it. Yep, I didn't want that in my algorithm. Hecky no. No. Oh, this is it. This is it right here. Oh no, I guess it is not. Not yet. Are you a lady boy? If you're a lady boy, yeah, I want you. You think I'm a lady or a lady boy? It don't make no difference with you. No? No difference. Sure. Okay. Have you tried lady boy? Not yet. Are you a lady boy? If you're a lady boy, yeah, I want you. I don't think he realized how viral that was gonna go. I don't think Unc realized how viral that video was gonna go. And that's what I'm saying. You gotta stay out of the streets, Unc. Y'all gotta stay out of the streets, Unc. he gotta get out the streets, Unc. He said, I ain't tried it yet. He said, if you are, I'll try it. Oh. Oh man. If you see some of those videos and you see the guys in the background and they be recording and stuff, it'd be a bunch of creepy old men, man. It'd be a bunch of creepy old men. Anyways, all right, let me see what's happening out in the streets. What is happening in Baltimore? All right, we'll get to Baltimore in a second, or Maryland, I guess. Let me see what's happening. We might talk about Karen Bass. We got a lot to go over. New York terror. Testing. Oh, that's a LA bomb plot. I didn't even realize it was Los Angeles. I thought that was New York.
The FBI says it stopped a plan to bomb. More breaking news tonight. The FBI says it stopped a plan to bomb several places across LA on New Year's Eve. Officials say 4 people who were arrested over the weekend in Lucerne Valley, where the FBI says they were preparing to test explosive devices ahead of the attacks. Fox 11's Laura Diaz joins us now live from downtown LA with more on this story. Laura.
Yes, Susan, organized, sophisticated, and extremely violent. That is how prosecutors describe this alleged plot. As you just mentioned, it was supposed to take place on New Year's Eve, they said, and they went on to say that it would strike very close to home.
The individuals were arrested on Friday, December 12th, when the group attempted to construct and detonate IEDs out in the desert.
The FBI says this video Friday in the Mojave Desert shows homegrown terrorists moments before they detonated a bomb. Investigators say it was a test for 5 planned simultaneous New Year's Eve bombings at Southern California corporate locations at the stroke of midnight. According to the U.S. attorney, the suspects are an anti-government, anti-ICE network operating under the code name Operation Midnight Sun.
She said, quote, "What we are doing will be considered a terrorist act."
The exact U.S. companies that were targets were not disclosed Monday, but details of how they hope to execute the lethal plan were. Investigators allege the bombs were hidden in backpacks and marked with graffiti. That by attacking at midnight, they planned to go undetected as holiday fireworks shows provided cover. FBI bomb technicians confirmed the step-by-step recipes for black powder pipe bombs likely would have worked. The 4 LA residents arrested were alleged members of an extremist group called Turtle Island Liberation Front. 30-year-old Audrey Carroll, 32-year-old Zachary Page, 24-year-old Dante Gaffield, and 41-year-old Tina Lay.
All right, so look at this. Let's profile. Let's use our profiling skills, ladies and gentlemen. So what do you see here? What do you see here? All right. Because I know everybody else, when they cover this, including the national news or the local news, they're going to look at this and they're going to say, oh man, these were anti-government terrorists. You know what I look at this as? Liberals and white apologists. Liberals, white apologists. Liberals and white apologists. Because everybody is not just a white person, right? But look at this. Audrey Carroll, your mother and your ancestors are incredibly disappointed with you, Audrey. Zachary Page, Zach, your ancestors and your people that came before you is incredibly disappointed in you. Tina Shinching, let me tell y'all, I tried to tell y'all a lot of times that these Asian people are not all just rich. This is not Crazy Rich Asians. This is not the movie. This is an outcast. Look at the piercings in the lips, the strong jawline, the long neck, the short hair, multicolored hair. This is not a typical person that is walking around in Singapore or China or Japan and they're feeling incredibly happy about life because they're rich. This is the scum of the earth, the outcasts, the people that you usually don't hear about that turn liberal. This is that. And Dante Anthony Gaffield. Let me tell y'all something. And again, I got a lot of hangups, but I'm going to just be honest with y'all. I am always curious and a little bit apprehensive. And I know y'all never heard this one before, but I'm going to hit you with it. I'm always apprehensive at people that got 2 last names. Is that crazy? You know what I'm saying? Because that to me means that you was probably either a step kid or you was raised by a liberal mother that didn't choose or chose not to take your husband's last name. Is that me? Or is it everybody else? Am I the only person that started to try to put that together? I don't like it when people are walking around with two last names. Two last names is suspect to me. I be thinking to myself, something is wrong here. Something is wrong here. Either your mom was like, yo, I'm not taking both last names, or you got a stepdaddy, a step baby daddy raised you. The girl that I first started taking serious out of high school, I knew something was wrong. I knew she was going to be for the streets because she never actually took me to introduce me to her father, but her mother lived in a nice house and she had two last names. But her mother only had one last name. And so I was like, this don't make sense. Why do you have two last names? You know what I'm saying? Which one is it? So I started putting two to two together, because that's my mind was working the same way back then. I just wasn't as sharp and as polished as I am now. But I started putting together the last names, and I was like, wait a minute. So if your mama's last name is this, and that's the only thing, who your daddy? Never talked about the daddy. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, okay, well, this is a start of trying to identify which people I should be associated with and which people I shouldn't be associated with. I don't trust people that got two last names off the bat. If you got two last names, I'll be like, I don't care if you're famous or you're not famous. I don't trust niggas that got two last names. So when I see Dante Anthony Gatfield, aka Nomad, we disappointed in you. Disappointed. All of these people are a disappointment to the United States of America. And we need to, and this is why I celebrate our law enforcement officers, our FBI, because let me tell you something. As anti-government as a lot of y'all may be, these people are saving lives, and most of the time you never even know it. The best government agencies, when Trump got in office, he just started really promoting what they doing behind the scenes because he likes to have a camera showing everything, right? But let me tell you something, bro. Most of the time, you are being protected against something that you don't even know about. And you will have people sitting here talking about they hate the government and this and that and so on and so forth. You don't even know what danger you was in. You don't even know what danger you was in. When I see public safety officials, most of the time government agencies, yeah, they could be doing some bad stuff sometimes, but maybe you need to do some bad stuff for some good stuff for me. Look. Most of us don't even want to know what goes on behind the scenes. And y'all will sit here and say, oh my God, I can't believe it. It's some children that may get passed away or some innocent people over there. That's cool. But amongst those innocent people, and I'm not saying that there's not innocent people that get taken advantage of or they just casualties of war, but it's a terrorist over there and they plotting to blow up people on New Year's Eve in Los Angeles. And so while y'all are sitting here, think about it. You got people that are in front of these ICE facilities and they wear their masks and they say, oh no, my God, no, we don't like ICE. ICE, get ICE up out of here. We don't like ICE. You may be protesting with a person that's literally trying to blow you up for celebrating on New Year's Eve. If you standing next to a nigga and you ain't never seen his real face, but you in concert with him and he doing like this, I don't like ICE. I don't like ICE. Nigga, you might be standing next to your death. That may be the very person that blow your punk ass up. So I don't trust these niggas. What up, OG Rihanna? I'm sorry you had to walk in on this. I don't trust these people. Nigga, the very nigga that you protesting next to is detonating bombs in the desert as a test case because they want to make sure that they overthrow the government. I
don't trust these niggas at all. I am suspicious. I'm already suspicious of regular people that don't have a mask on. I'll be looking at them like, I'm watching you, nigga, and I want you to know I'm watching you. Now you tell me I'm supposed to be sitting here in concerted effort to protest against ICE for deporting illegal migrants out of the United States of America with a nigga that I can't even see? Is you stupid? When did we all lose our situational awareness? When did we all become idiots in the name of I don't like Trump? When did we all become idiots? When did y'all start being friends with people that you ain't never seen their face forward before? They out here detonating stuff inside of the desert, trying to blow you up in Los Angeles on New Year's Eve, and you going right along with it, and you thinking that you cool. You cool with it. You good. Don't worry about it. Listen, they got it. They not tripping about it. They gonna make sure that everything is good, right? Wrong, you fool. Always want to be a part of something. Don't even know you about to get arrested. You hanging out with these niggas, you want to get their name and numbers so you can, nigga, they trying to recruit you, dummy. You Remy from Higher Learning. What is high? What is learning? What is higher? What is learning? What is higher learning? Boy, you are a wet behind the ears fat back from Kansas City. Girl, you are I don't know shit. I've been raised by a black family that has always taught me to vote liberal. Woman that don't even know you about to get fucked on and then thrown into an organization. You're going to be gay for a little bit, and before you can get out of it, you're going to get arrested by the FBI. All because you want to be a part of the cool kids club because you think it's popular to talk about Trump in a negative way. You putting yourself at a disadvantage. You supposed to be in a house under a dude that tell your ass sit down and shut up for you be out here in these streets, popping out a kid or two, learning how to make apple pie from scratch, and learning how to cook some soul food. I want my women to graduate, and I want y'all to get some of that stuff up under your arms, some of that little fat up under your arms. That's how I know you can cook real good, because you got that jiggle up under your arms. Okay, yeah, that lady, she not going to tear up nothing. She not going to blow nothing up. That's a woman that's in the house right there. And that's what we need to start getting, y'all. We need to get y'all some of that little jiggle up under your arm right here. You know, when grandma walk, we need women like that back. Get me some women with some jiggle up under their arms so I can know that when I eat their food, it's going to be good. But I'm definitely going to go into a coma when I go to sleep at night. Instead, you out here running around, Audrey. Audrey is supposed to be out here doing legal takeovers in corporate America and being a legal counsel and representative. But instead, she walking around with Zachary. Zachary was meant to be a crackhead. Audrey was always supposed to be something and make something of their life. Parents probably spent an extraordinary amount of money on her education and sent her to private school. She went off and found herself, started hanging out with Chin, and Dante was always a suspect because the nigga got two last names. And you see how you fell for the okey doke? You start following the wrong crowd. They made them an Instagram page together. You felt like you was a part of something. You start going out there to test bombs in the desert. Now your ass about to be locked up as a terrorist. See how that was supposed to be? See how that was supposed to play out. You could have been a mother. Now you locked up with a bunch of liberals. You said you're trying to lose that? You locked up. Nah, I don't believe his real name is Dante. That's a whole nother conversation. But yeah, they trying to blow up Los Angeles, man, on New Year's Eve.
all face charges of conspiracy and possession of an unregistered destructive device. Retired LAPD Deputy Chief Mike Downing, who headed up the anti-terrorism task force, told me what really bothers him is the apparent burgeoning homegrown network.
The danger is that they're sharing ideologies, they're sharing resources, they're sharing training. There's no, the pure ideologies seem to be mixed bags, so to speak. And I think that's dangerous.
Nearly 8,000 miles away, the attack on Hanukkah celebrants in Sydney, Australia, that left 15 dead are a stark reminder of fomenting hatred.
The best eyes and ears that we have is the human ring of steel in all of our communities that are strong, and keep those communities strong.
And the people in Sydney, I'm gonna be honest with you, I don't know what's wrong and what's going on in Sydney, but they had no situational awareness, and it was a little slow. It was a little slow to get to it. It was a little slow with the evacuations, but that's just me. Let me just say this one thing before we move on from this subject. All right. Celebrate carefully and responsibly. Celebrate carefully and responsibly on New Year's. New Year's is the one day, because I like being outside. I like being in the streets. I like going out to see what's happening out here in the streets and all of that stuff. New Year's is the one time of the year, and the day before Thanksgiving or the day after Thanksgiving, because that's the biggest drinking holiday, and a lot of people get arrested and get DUIs and mess up their life. But New Year's, we talking about New Year's right now because it's coming. That's the one day that I suggest that y'all go ahead and get some rest and wake up early in the morning, or celebrate with your loved ones, or hang out, with the person that you land next to and get some box and lay up and enjoy the countdown on TV. That's one of the very few days that I say, hey, listen, don't go outside. Don't go out. If everybody gonna be there, I'm not really sure I want to be there. Be safe, be careful. It's too much happening. I just did a video of somebody getting acid thrown on themselves yesterday on a live stream. You know what I'm saying? So I don't suggest that people in any way, shape, or form be out here, you know what I'm saying, because you just seen what they trying to plot over there in Los Angeles. And those was the base heads. New Year's, I'm not really sure that y'all should be outside. You know what I'm saying? So anytime that I can't be in the house by 10 or 11 o'clock, it's probably not something that I want to be out in the streets about. Make sure y'all hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. It's bad in these streets. AR Back says, yo, AD, who is Nicole Quiroz? Oh my God. Really? Is this what they doing? Is this what we doing? AR? That's funny. That's funny to you? Okay. Shout out to everybody in San Diego that I'm running into. Shout out to all of the people in San Diego. What the F y'all watching, family? What up to Mr. Lot? That was the Lady Boy thing. You know what I'm saying? Y'all really like Nicole, don't y'all? Y'all like Nicole? Damn. Y'all on Nicole's head. Jesus. Talking about her? Jesus. They run into a couple people on the street, and then all of a sudden y'all want to know who she is. Who is Nicole? Who is this lady? She cool? It's my San Diego realtor. Shout out to Nicole, my San Diego realtor. Real cool people.
We supposed to be doing business together. Shout out to Nicole. Good conversations. Cool peoples. Cool peoples. Shout out to Nicole. Gotta add her as a contact. Make sure you guys hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on your notifications. Nola Grizz says, stop pump faking and just move out here, bro. I like it out here. It's a great place to be. Captain Johnson checking in with the Millionaire Morning Show. Great day ahead, piloting these vessels on the Mississippi River. Sent you an email. Let me check my email and see what's going on out here in these streets. You on the Mississippi? Jumping out shoes says, my grandfather made my mother give me his last name because I was the first male born to the next generation. That's why I have two last names. Okay, we'll just go with the last name. You know I'm not moving out of Detroit. As you said, New York fell off. I feel like LA did too. Yeah, that's true. But the other part is that LA still got that good weather. You know what I'm saying? Nah, K. Cooper. I'm not moving out of Detroit. Why would I ever move out of Detroit? Listen, let me tell you something. I can't move out here. The only thing that I can do is visit because A, Detroit is home, but B, the taxes is too high here. Taxes is too high. The government is too liberal, and it's just, it's too many things. The weather is not enough to pay the difference. I just don't see that. I don't see the weather as enough as paying attention. It's difference. You know what I'm saying? They love me in the city. They love me out here too. But such is life. What we got going on next? What we covering? Let me see what's on the docket today. Oh, speaking of California, have y'all heard about Karen Bass? Have y'all heard about Karen Bass? Let me show you what's happening with Karen Bass real quick. Y'all seen Apple got the new split screen, or I'm sorry, the MacBooks, the Chrome's got the new split screens. Right? So we got the split screen out here in these streets. Have y'all heard about Karen Bass and what's going on?
The 2026 election coming into focus, LA Mayor Karen Bass formally launched her re-election campaign earlier today. The rally downtown comes 2 days after the third anniversary of her being sworn in. Mayor Bass laid out what she says were her key accomplishments, including a drop in crime, making strides in affordable housing, and environmental achievements. She also acknowledged the hardships after the fires.
So Los Angeles, we've had a tough year. It's been a tough year. It started in tragedy, but we stood together. We stood together to help those Angelinos who lost their homes and their communities. And we won't rest until every family in the Palisades is back home together in their community, and their community is rebuilt.
A total of 8 people have officially declared their candidacy for mayor in 2026. Right now, Mayor Bass's biggest challenger is former LAUSD Superintendent Austin Buettner.
So Karen Bass is running for re-election in Los Angeles. Let me go ahead and bring y'all up to speed on what's happening, man.
Can y'all hear this? Can y'all hear me good? I want to make sure that my audio is good before we continue on with this show, because I got some words. Can y'all hear me right now? All right, so let me end that. Can y'all hear me, or can y'all not just hear what was playing? I want to make sure that y'all can hear me. So y'all can hear me, but y'all couldn't hear the show. All right, let me know if y'all can hear this now.
KTLA's Erin Myers, they're live on the campus where she's set to speak at any moment.
Can y'all hear that now? Can y'all hear the audio? All right, cool. Let's get there.
Now, good morning, Erin.
Hi, you two. Good morning. Well, there will be several speakers, and then Mayor Karen Bass will speak as well and talk about what her plans are in her campaign and things that are important to her. You can see there are a lot of supporters out here this morning who are here to listen to what she has to say. I want to bring in Kathleen Rawson, the president and CEO of the Hollywood Partnership, and Myra Valadez. She is the president emeritus of San Fernando Young Democrats. Now, you both came out here. Talk about your support for Mayor Bass, first of all, Kath.
Well, we wanted to come out to show up for Mayor Bass because she certainly showed up for LA. And so it's important to be here and get her campaign going.
And now I know some of the things that are important to her are crime, solving homelessness, affordability. Myra, talk to me about what that means to you to hear that.
Yeah, well, it means that she's working towards all the priorities that I really care for and that are at the forefront of every Angelino's mind.
Why do every single person that is liberal, it seems like they have a nose ring or a bull nose ring? I don't understand.
She believes that everybody deserves to live in a community that is safe, clean, and that our homeless neighbors are housed. And she's working to do all of that, as well as make the city more affordable to live in for all young people.
I know she did launch Inside Safe to help with homelessness and removing encampments, getting people indoors. Now, the one thing she has been facing some criticism on is the Palisades fire. How does she get past that? I know that's been difficult at this point.
Well, the fire was horrendous. It shook Los Angeles to the core. No leader is prepared for that. However, in the aftermath and the recovery efforts.
I can't stop looking at the sign guy. I'm sorry, guys. Give me a second.
The fire was horrendous. It shook Los Angeles to the core. No leader. It shook Los Angeles to the core. No leader is prepared for that. However, in the aftermath and the recovery efforts, the team, however, no leader is prepared.
I'm sorry. The only thing, what's wrong with us over here on the Millionaire Morning Show? How come we can't get our lives together? How come we can't get our lives together? Why is it that even when we talk about serious subjects, there's something, anything always happens where it's like we just start paying attention to stuff and we notice stuff that otherwise we shouldn't have been noticing? I think that the cameraman know exactly what they're doing. I think that the cameraman know exactly what he's doing, man. I don't believe that the cameraman don't know what's happening right now. No, AD, you get it together. What do you mean I get it together? What am I supposed to look at? Look at him. Look at what he's doing, and you tell me that it makes sense for me to get it together.
Los Angeles to the core. No leader is prepared for.
Dog, you can't hold me accountable for this. You know, I'm not going to let you hold me accountable for this. I didn't do anything wrong. I didn't do anything wrong. You can't hold me accountable for this one.
For that. However, in the aftermath and the recovery efforts, the team has really stepped up and focused.
You can't hold me accountable for this, bro. No. You cannot hold me accountable over what I'm seeing right now. I'm not going to let you do it. I do not take accountability and responsibilities for this. I am just showing the video. I don't know what's going to be said or what's happening before it happens. I didn't tell him to make those faces. I didn't tell him to stick his tongue out. I didn't tell him to do none of that stuff. That is not what I said. And so this is not.
A lot of our family and friends live in the Palisades area and were very affected. And seeing the movement now, despite all obstacles moving forward, is promising.
And then real quick, Myra, I know there are several candidates who've thrown the ring in to be the next mayor. What does Mayor Bass have that is going to make her stand out in that situation?
Well, Mayor Bass has the experience. Having served in Congress, having served as mayor these last 3 years, we think it's incredibly important that she gets elected to a second term, and she has 4 additional years to complete the promises that she has made, and we're here to help her every step of the way.
Thank you both for talking to us this morning. We really appreciate it. And the election.
Listen, bro, listen. All right, all jokes aside, let's get down to the brass tacks of things. This lady is diabolical. And if y'all reelect as Los Angelinos, because I know that's what y'all like to call yourselves, Angelinos, if y'all reelect this woman, considering everything that she's done to destroy y'all city, working in effort and in tandem with Gavin Newsom, and if y'all reelect her to be mayor of Los Angeles, you guys are the stupidest people that I've ever seen in my entire life, bro. Without a doubt. Without a doubt. You would have to be listed and labeled as the most liberal, stupid, ignorant, high tolerance for paying people that I've ever seen in my entire life. No fucking way that y'all could sit here through this of what she's actually done to destroy y'all city. I mean, goddamn. Almost burnt the city down. Crime is out of control. I just showed y'all a report of how they lie and fudge the numbers, giving money to gang members. Stores is being looted. Skid Row is out of control. Let me show you the budget. You know me. I like to go to the numbers. Fuck what I'm talking about. Los Angeles budget deficit. Now remember, when we talking about a budget, right? Because this is what y'all currently facing right here. Los Angeles faced a significant because we've been focused on Chicago because Chicago is so in shambles. Nearly $1 billion budget deficit for 25-26, driven by lower tax revenues, which means that the more pressure you put on rich people in business, the more they're going to move out. Higher personnel and liability costs, wildfire impacts, but Mayor Bass and the city council averted major layoffs by finding agreements with the unions and cutting services, ultimately closing the gap for the current budget cycle. Though long-term challenges remain, noted this YouTube video in the NBC Los Angeles article. Bro, they're getting killed. They all like the number 1 billion. Chicago likes $1 billion. New York likes $4 billion. Los Angeles likes $1 billion. Everybody liked the billions. So y'all city is in shambles. The budget is fucked up. You short police officers. Let's go down and explore that path too. Los Angeles is significantly short on police officers with staffing levels. This is not my opinion. Dropping to historic lows around 8,700 to 8,900 compared to 9,500 or more, leading concerns about longer emergency response times, stretched resources, Despite ongoing efforts and new hiring incentives, the department faces a constant challenge with retirements and officers leaving for higher pay elsewhere, meaning there are often hundreds of officers below their desired strength, impacting everything from patrols to crime scene investigations. Okay, so y'all short hundreds, if not thousands, of police officers. The budget is shot. The homes is burned down. Crime is out of control, and they're trying to sell you on the idea that she's better for you than you finding somebody that's actually going to fix the city itself. You know why they're not in a rush to try to actually increase staffing levels so that you guys can experience safety, along with the super liberal policies that allow for criminals to be able to get away? You know why they're not in a rush? Because when they hire police officers, they actually have to pay them. And so here's the dilemma. Since they're short police officers, they actually spend more than they would if they actually had hirings at adequate levels. Why? Because now you have a ton of police officers that are making a ton of money with overtime in order to try to keep y'all city safe. Then they say, well, listen, we're working also with community advocates to keep the crime down. They're underreporting crime, they laundering money, and they stealing, and you letting this big head, light-skinned woman come over here, make all of this money, finesse y'all, and then take advantage of y'all financially also. I'm always amazed at the voters and the people that stand with these people that are stealing all of the money, all of the resources, and then making your crime higher while at the same time your neighborhood's less safe. Less safe. So, you know me. I am going to be watching this, and I am going to be paying attention as she launches her re-election campaign and bid. We already know that the race for governor in California is in shambles. But yes, Karen Bass is relaunching and launching a re-election bid and campaign so that she can become another term mayor for you over in Los Angeles and destroy y'all cities even worse. I'm curious as to what y'all think about that. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm, subscribe to the channel, and turn on it's just funny to me. And turn on your notifications. Call me Mr. Bibb Says. I just want to say I appreciate Room 9 and the Millionaire Morning Show crew. Thank you for your support. I keep y'all entertained all day long. All day long. I need to call my realtor and tell her that I got my certificate of occupancy. Let me see something. I need to start saving some numbers in my phone. I've been reluctant to save numbers, but I need to start saving some of this stuff inside of my phone. Oh, that's why. Wrong device. Duh. Had the wrong phone. You said what now? I'm sorry.
I was just thinking about you this morning. I was planning on having her call you once my daughter was done, or down for her nap. I was just doing some donations this morning.
Oh, you're such a sweet person.
Oh, thanks. Thank you. Yeah, we ended up going to Grace Centers of Hope in Pontiac, the Women's and Children's Center.
Oh, that's so sweet.
Yeah, thanks. How's your morning going?
It's going great. So I got my final inspection for the property that I showed you.
Okay, and Drake, yep.
Yep. And so I got my certificate of occupancy and everything is great. So
Awesome. Perfect. So what were you kind of thinking then? So you're ready to go to have people move in. Were you thinking February 1st?
February 1st would probably be ideal, yeah. And then I should have the window treatments that should be done within the next couple of weeks also. So that was ordered like almost like 2 to 3 weeks ago, and so they'll come in and take care of
Okay,
that.
let me pull up my schedule. Schedule. So February 1st is going to be a Sunday. Let's try to get photos done. I'll have them scheduled. I'll let you know, of course, like the 28th. So I can have, so whatever else you need to do before then, that would be working out perfectly. And then, of course, we can just make a note of it, of just having to say, the fence and then SAD would be installed in the springtime.
All right, sounds good.
Yeah, no, good job. Congratulations. I'm super excited for you.
I appreciate you. I also got your text about the other listing, so I'm gonna check into that. Right now I'm in San Diego, but I'm gonna be back next week for I'll be back next week.
Yeah, take your time, honestly, with the holidays and stuff. Literally no rush. And it's been on the market for such a long time, so literally no rush.
Okay.
So yeah, in the meantime too, I'll email you some paperwork just for having to list it on the MLS. So you can take your time to go through that too. You know, again, we got some time until, the end of January. And I know with holidays going on and stuff, people are busy. So no pressure.
All right, cool. So I was just checking in with you.
No, I appreciate you. Enjoy your time in San Diego.
All right, I'll talk to you when I get back.
All right, sounds good, Anton. Have a great day.
You too, bye.
Thanks, bye.
So we're gonna try to get that listed and popping for next month, and then we'll get somebody in there by February, and then we'll go from there, and we're gonna continue to rock out. All right. You love Centers, Great Centers for Hope. They really helped out your Pontiac clients. So shout out to Great Centers for Hope. Shout out to y'all. All right, y'all. Let's move on with the show. So we had Karen Bass. We also talked about, we got a lot of money stuff to go over today too. The terrorist plot in Los Angeles. Have y'all seen this conversation about, because I talked about it last night, and I don't know if I want to talk about it today, but it's a lot of conversations that's basically being had about 120K versus 240K. Have y'all seen that? Like, it is literally flooding my inbox right now.
You sound like a...
It is literally flooding my inbox right now.
I think a lot of people... And for people saying that they would take... They would take the 120K remote job over the 240K office job. Like, are we okay? Let's say that you live off of the $120,000, regardless of if you're taking the $120,000 remote job or the extra, that's double the amount. Okay. I hope you understand that. And you're living off $120,000 a year. That means you can invest the remaining $120,000 a year. And let me tell you how much that costs, okay? Let's just take a 10-year historical S&P 500 average of 12%. If we want to be conservative, we can even say 7%. But I'm going to go with the 12% example just so I can illustrate this to you. So these numbers are basically if you invested 120K at the start of each year for 10 years, using different average annual returns, I'm using the 12%. Your estimated final value goes to 2.159, 2.16 actually, rounding up. You're telling me you would forego $2 million? Be so for real.
People do it every day, B. People do it every day, B. You know what I see happen? Because I started to think about this last night after we had the conversation on After Hours. And you know what I've come to the conclusion of? Is that most people fumble the bag on a regular basis, and it's not even close. People do it every single day. They fumble the bag and they forego a bag every single day. Every day, people choose to not to make less money so that they can actually play video games, so that they can, apply for food stamps, so that they can get Section 8 housing, so that they can run in the Victim Olympics. Most people do not want to work. That is all it is. This conversation is not even about whether or not you would take $120,000 working from home or whether you would take $240,000 working in the office. Because most people say that they want more money, but nobody says that they want to work harder from it. This conversation is not even about social pressure, what's happening in corporate America, none of that stuff. This isn't about doing calculations to see how much you will make more over a lifetime. It's not none of that. This ain't about your mental health and whether or not you actually like being around people. It's not. This is all about, and really this is the conversation that we need to have happen inside of the United States of America, is about laziness. This is about only laziness. When you ask somebody what they forego $240,000 a year and they're not even putting their life on the line for it, because this guy's that's out here making $250,000 a year as linemen. They are up on the telephone poles, up on the light poles, keeping the energy running throughout the year, and they make the sacrifice. It's people that's on oil rigs. You know what I'm saying? They working in the middle of the ocean with nobody around them and no box that's available to them. And they out there making sure and they putting their life on the line every single day. It's people that work in the oil fields. It's people that protect and serve and put their life on the line as police officers every day for less. And they do it willingly, knowing that their life could be taken away from them. And we're having conversations right after when we have allegedly 42 million people complaining about whether or not they're going to get their food stamps. And you're telling me that you would forego an opportunity in the United States of America, which probably is more of a reflection of why migrants love coming here and we hate being here, is because we've been too spoiled. We haven't seen poverty. We haven't seen what these third world countries are living like. We haven't seen, them killing each other and mass genocide. We haven't seen drought. We haven't seen food shortages. We haven't seen water shortages. And because we have not suffered, because we have not truly understood what the world is, we think that America is so bad. Oh my God. I can't go. Man, it was people trekking across the desert, across Mexico. They walked in caravans through Mexico for the chance to crawl through some barbed wire, wolves, foxes, cartel members, niggas. They was paying people to traffic them into the United States of America. And we see people sitting here saying that they would not. Let me see what the average income in the world's average income. The average income in the world's average income varies by metric, but most recent estimates put the average global personal income around $9,700 in 2023, where the data and the statistics is most available. Average income per adult around $23,000 in 2021, while the World Bank per capita averaged $12,000, showing huge disparities with median incomes much lower, higher income nations far exceeding these averages. So you take the world where some of the poorest people are making $1,000 annually, and others are making well over $100,000. And people are going to sit here and tell me that they would forego making $240,000 a year. And the only thing, because it's not even like you got to make a huge sacrifice. Nobody's telling you to go kill nobody. Nobody's telling you got to jump on an oil rig. Nobody's telling you to put your life on the line. All you got to do is go into work for less than 8 hours a day. Get fresh, shave, brush your teeth, put on some sneakers and a belt. And you're telling me that we would forego making $240,000 a year because we don't want to actually go into some doors in an office? And you say, I'm out of touch. I say, y'all are out of touch. You said less than 8 hours. When did the rules change? Bro, nobody actually works for a full 8 hours. Legally, you're not even working for a full 8 hours. You do lunches, you do breaks, you twiddle your fingers, you pretend like you actually using the bathroom when you over there scrolling on TikTok. You pretend like you're listening into the meeting. You don't even do nothing. You don't even do nothing. This is so disrespectful, and it shows you how spoiled and spoiled rotten. We are rotten as a nation. We are rotten as a nation when you have people sitting here telling you that they would rather stay home. Look, there's always somebody that don't understand context. Anton, you said yourself you would never go back into the office again. Because I make millions of dollars doing what I do outside of the office. So why would I give up millions to go make $250,000? Does that make sense to you? Now, if I was only making $120,000 staying home, then I would go into the office to go get the 240. Similarly to how I was going to get the more than 240 when I was live streaming, but I just made sure that I made it make sense, and I would go into the office on different times. Now, why would I give up millions doing what I do on a daily basis, running my own business, and going to the office for 240? Does that make sense to you? This is simple math. Simple math. This is very clearly simple math. The question is, would you take 120 at home or 240 in the office? And I'm taking the 240 all day. I'm a bag chaser. Boy, what you talking about? I'm a king of the bag chasers. Don't you see this hat right here? I know it's reversed, so it seems like you can't read it. But let me flip it around for you just so you can make sure that you see it clearly. Does that help? Does that help you? I'm from Detroit. We hustle. We hustlers over in Detroit. I don't know what y'all over there doing. I don't know what pack y'all smoking on.
I have worked remotely for damn near my entire.
I don't know what is happening out in these streets. This is insane, bro. This is insane. Somebody said, look up how much YouTubers actually make. Is not much at all. Nigga, I know how much I make. The fuck is you talking about, boy? How these niggas gonna tell me how much I make? How these niggas gonna tell me how much I make? Nigga, I know how much I make. What the fuck is you talking about? You smoking crack? Look at how much YouTubers make. Nigga, I don't need to look up how much YouTubers make. I know what I make. You smoking. I think all of y'all are on crack, man. Seriously, bro. I think all of y'all are on crack. Gotta be on crack. Gotta be on crack, man. I don't get it. I seriously don't get it. This nigga said, look up how much YouTubers make. The fuck is you talking about, nigga? I know what I make. Why would I have to look up what I make? Oh my God. Anyways, this is so weird to me. Let me share another video of a guy that's speaking on it. I think, let me see. Did I send that already? Let me see if I can send that. And all YouTubers is not the same. And I'm gonna tell you, we work way harder than people that is in the office every day.
200,000 to.
We work way harder than people that is in the office every day. See, this is why you can't survive and why most people will never ever be a YouTuber, or people don't really understand long form content because you don't really understand the grind and the hustle.
For damn near my entire career, and only because of the fact that most of the times I've been offered jobs, the price point for both jobs is damn near similar once you calculate the financial strain and emotional strain that you take working in office. However, this debate happening right now on TikTok, whether or not you'd rather 120K or 240K, is ridiculous. Most of the jobs I've been offered are somewhere within 10 to 20K difference. The 10K being the lower of them because it's remote, 20K higher is like usually because it's in person 3 to 5 times a week. Anybody saying that they would rather have 120K less a year and be home is ridiculous. The autonomy in which you will receive with 120K more dollars a year far outweighs the autonomy that you have being able to work in your pajamas from home.
And even the sassiest of people understand that we all speak the language of moolah, baby. We have a universal moolah language. I don't give a fuck about what your lifestyle is. I don't care if you're Muslim or if you're Christian, if you're black or if you're white, if you're sassy or if you're straight, if you're male or you're female. What are we talking about? This isn't even a conservative versus liberal conversation. This is a conversation about very basic. Do you want to actually live a better life, or do you want to just live a less than better life than you would have lived if you would have took the better life? It doesn't matter. It's a universal language. Ain't nobody stupid. And I think y'all niggas is capping too. I'm gonna get into that in a second.
Majority of the people who work from home and claim it's so much better are just kind of lazy. You don't really do much more in your day-to-day life. Most of your friends will not be able to see you after work. Like the activities that you would otherwise do in that like hour or two span that you're saving from being home aren't that rewarding. I will say working from home, I'm able to upkeep my like laundry, walk my dog, things of that nature a lot easier. It's more simplistic. Like I don't have to worry about doing that when I come home. If you gave me $120,000 more a year, I could pay somebody to do my laundry once a week and I wouldn't even touch that 120. A lot of people are talking about, oh, well, having to eat out in the office every day. Again, you're lazy. If you just made food, meal prepped, and just packed a lunch before you went to bed, that wouldn't be an issue. The only feasible, reasonable issues that you cannot otherwise change are the commute time and the time lost in the getting ready for work and all the other things, and then coming back from work.
Somebody says, I bet it's a lot of loneliness surrounded by fake smiles and a couple of those Rolls Royces. You know where I see the most loneliness and the most fake smiles? If I just dropped the link in the chat. If you'd rather stay home for 120, let me know and tap in. You don't have to be on camera. I'm not gonna let you be on camera anyway. I just want to hear what you got to say. You know, the most lonely people I see are poor, broke people. As cold, that got to go to that government office to try to validate the fact that they want food stamps. You could bet and you would be absolutely wrong. You could bet and you could be absolutely wrong. I'm always surprised. I'm always surprised at people. Actually, I shouldn't be surprised. I should never be surprised. I did not have to get this house. I didn't. I didn't have to get this balcony in this house and all of this glorious and goodness in here. But I did because I could. And it's largely because I work my ass off so that I can afford to do what I want to do when I want to do it. Long way says, AD, I'm at work right now and they just called mandatory Saturdays for overtime and everyone here is complaining. Complaining about making money. Just a little while ago, everybody was saying that they mad because they can't find a job and they broke. And you got people that are sitting here complaining about not being able to make more money. What is the world coming to? What is the world coming to? People are complaining about not being able to make more money. And this is how I know that it doesn't even matter how much game that you give. It doesn't matter the fact that all of this is accessible. It doesn't matter that, you know, what we talk about and how relatable it is. When I see people complaining about rich people in the United States of America in particular, I know that it's all just based off of laziness. It's all based off of laziness. It's not because you actually want what they have. You want to get what they have without having to go through what they had to go through in order to get it. It's all based off of laziness. When I see people complaining about other people, you can make as much money as you want inside of the United States of America. You can drive whatever car you want. You can get to whatever position that you want. You can absolutely generate a significant amount of wealth and become a millionaire. In the United States of America today, it is a choice whether you are rich or you are poor. It is no more, it can't get any more simple than that. You choose whether you have children. You choose how many children you can have. You choose whether you want to lower your lifestyle. You choose the curriculum and the jobs. You choose if you want to go and get a car note or you want to take public transportation. You choose whether or not you want the freedom to do what you want to do, or if you want to be hamstrung with interest payments. You choose the pathway every single day. Every decision that you make is a choice. Every single decision that you make is a choice. So when I see people that sit here and complain in this country that they don't have, I don't believe, because every day we give out the game, we give out the information, and you know what people do? They do the opposite, and then they complain about rich people. There is very rarely in this country today can you not have a net worth over $1 million in your lifetime. That is a choice in the United States today. That is a choice in the United States today. If you do not acquire a net worth of over $1 million, that is a choice. That is not something that you are just under duress about. I stand on that. I stand on that. I 100% stand on that. And that don't mean that money is everything, but it means that your opportunities are greater here than anywhere else in the world. And if you're not that, then that's something that you did. It's not something that somebody else did to you. Everybody don't want to be rich. I don't know why everybody keeps saying that. Everybody don't want to be rich. Everybody want to play the lottery. They want it handed to them. They don't want to get it out the mud. They don't want to work for it. You can have it. You just need to make sure that you hustle for it. You can have it. You just got to hustle. And that's the difference between haves and have-nots. Real talk. What is this house? 6,000, 7,000 square feet or something like that? It don't even take a lot. It don't even take a lot. It's more self-sacrifice and being patient and consistent than it is anything. I don't take nobody serious no more. I'm over it. I'm over it. I don't take nobody serious no more. Seriously, I'm over it. I'm over it. I would show you where I'm at and how I'm living, but I don't want nobody to find out where I'm at. So I can't show you exactly what's happening. That's going to be behind the scenes. When I leave, the video isn't going to be available on Patreon for y'all to see in real time. Brian, the filmmaker, says people saying they would take a remote job work at places like Amazon. They can't even get a remote or office job. They only wishing. Yeah, I think people just talking. Courtney Egger Show says they bugging. I just maxed out the 401k for the year. We not missing out on money, and the YouTube bag slowly ramping up, and that goes right into the brokerage account. Smart man. AD, I agree with you. I'm 27 with 2 full-time jobs. My friends complain that I work too much, but they don't do nothing but go out and play the game. Let them be, man. Poor, it's got to be poor people amongst us. My girl, just the brown girl in America, says, as a woman, mother, small business owner, I think is best for me because I am able to bring in income without sacrificing my children to the world. I can be there for them when needed and take care of my home. Well, see, that's a job in itself. I'm not talking about women that are raising children. I think that this is more of a conversation for people that are independent, like women and men that are child free or without small children, and for men. This is if a woman tells me that has small children, yeah, I would rather stay home and make 120 so I could be with my children and raise them instead of putting them inside of a daycare or having that type of thing. I don't have a problem with that because I think that raising a child is a full-time job. I don't put women in the same category as men. I think that we different and we need to be held to different standards all the time. That don't mean that we shouldn't be responsible for our actions. So I'm 1,000% on your side with this. If a woman says, listen, I'll forego making $240,000 to make zero as a stay-at-home mother so that I can actually raise my children, especially when they're young and they're small and they're not even in school full time, I don't have a problem with that either. At all. Not at all. Raise them little people and make sure that don't nobody else put their values into your kid over you putting your values into your kid. I think that I'll do you one better. You want me to show you how misogynistic I am? Let me show you how misogynistic I am. I believe, I'm going to come back to these. Give me a second. I got you, brown girl. I personally believe that women that have children, hear me out. I believe that women, when they have children, should be required for the first 3 to 5 years of a child's life, should not work at all. I don't believe that women that have children, now it's a bunch of other conversations as far as qualifications to have children, how many children should you have, all of this stuff, affordability. I believe that the best thing for a child is for the mother to not work for the first 3 to 5 years of a child's life. I don't think that women should work until after a child is in school full time. That's how old school and throwback I am. That's how old school and throwback I am. I don't believe in daycares. And now I don't think that it's bad to have a business as a daycare, but I think that daycare shouldn't exist because we need to be making better choices, not because there's not a capitalistic opportunity for you to make money watching other people's kids. I believe that women should be required to stay home. Now, if you want to work from home, cool. But if you cannot get a work from home job, then you should be at home until the child is in school full time. That is what I believe. And so when you decide to have a child, at the very least, you should already have in your mind, you know what? First 5, 6 years of this child's life, I'm going to make the sacrifice to not go to work at all. Shawnee Bailey says, if the fathers can't afford it, why not? You got to pick better men. Get married before you carry. Make sure that you're in a better position. Make better financial decisions. I don't know why that's not a part of the conversation. Why are we not having a conversation about people making better choices and putting themselves in a better position to raise children? Why do you want to have to go to work so you can pay somebody else to put their values in your children? You should be nursing. You should be focusing on getting your mental health together. You should be focusing on bonding with the child. You should be focused on the values that you're putting into the child. You should be spending time nurturing the child, going out, hanging out, going to the library, meeting with other mothers, trading different recipes, secrets, going to the amusement park, going to the park. Listen, in my opinion, the daytime should be reserved for retirees, people doing business deals, and mothers running around in the streets, going to the grocery store. I'm always confused. Bro, I went out yesterday, and I don't know if everybody is just on vacation or if everybody just don't work. Because this happened in Atlanta too. I went out yesterday, and I'm walking around in the streets, and I'm kicking it with people, and I'm meeting people, and I'm talking, and I'm having lunch and stuff like that. And you got to remember that I'm still on East Coast time, right? So I'm out at 4 or 5 my time, whereas everybody here is out at 1, 2 Los Angeles. San Diego time, right? And it's just people everywhere. It's people everywhere. I'm walking past, the guy's like, oh man, I got a hangover from last night. I said, nigga, it's Tuesday. I didn't say it to him, but I was thinking to myself, I'm walking past and there's 3 guys talking. One of them got on pajama pants. Another one got on some Crocs. I said, it's Tuesday. What are you niggas doing? You got no work to do. You ain't got nothing to go get to. Ain't nothing. You just hanging out. I see multiple different people hanging out at the restaurant, booming. I said, what we doing? What are we doing? Ain't no money to go get. Now, I do understand we're in a different zip code. It's a different type of money in this area. So, but like I said, they do it in Atlanta. They doing it everywhere. Just be people hanging out outside. Unless I see a stroller or something, like, what are y'all doing? What y'all got going on? How come nobody is out working? What do y'all do in the daytime? You wing it? You hanging out? You surfing? I met so many people that said that they used to be professional surfers. You know what I'm I'm saying? Like, why is there so many people that are not women walking around every day just winging it and having a good time with their arm out the window like this, with their sunglasses on? What is everybody doing? Why is everybody just so available? You call somebody, hey, you want to go out to lunch? Cup of coffee, I might treat. I said, what the fuck is going on? What is happening? I'm in the wrong space. I've must have been working too hard my entire life. Because you walk faster where I'm from. You walk faster where I'm from. You know what I'm saying? I don't be knowing. I don't understand it. A lot of people with their legs crossed like Obama. Sitting like this with their hands up on top of their knee. It's like, that nigga's on vacation. Oh no, we live here. What? And listen, this is what they tell you over here in San Diego. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is almost like the official, unofficial slogan. I'm gonna be absolutely honest with y'all. After being out here for a couple days, this is a slogan. Well, I gotta prep you for the conversation, right? So this is the conversation. Hey, you know what's? Oh my God, I watch all of your videos. Here, let me help you to introduce you to my son. Hey, just going on. So, I didn't know you stayed out here. This is what they hit me with. I didn't know you stayed out here. I said, oh no, I don't stay out here. Detroit is home. So you just visiting? How long you gonna? I said, oh no, you know, you gotta switch the weather up for the wintertime. You know, I love Detroit. I love all four seasons. This is real conversations. I love all four seasons. But it's the cold. It's starting to get to me. You know, I had to switch it up. But man, this place is really, really nice. I wouldn't mind living out here. This is a slogan right here. You ready? Yeah, it's really nice. Welcome to the good life. It's almost like an unofficial, official salute once you qualify and they vet you effectively and they realize that, you know what, you're one of the productive ones and you're one of the good ones. Welcome to the good life. I'd be like, what do you? I say, yeah, it's so dreamy out here. You know, it's palm trees, it's beautiful, 70 plus degrees. The water is out there. It's different, isn't it? It's different, isn't it? Welcome to the good life. That's what they say. And bro, I ran into at least 4 different people that said that to me. And it's almost like they whispering it, but it's out loud. And I almost feel like it's a crowd behind me or some people over there at the restaurant. It's like, welcome to the good life. It's different out here. It's like, First time I heard it, I'm like, yes, this is a good life. Second time, I'm like, I just seen the last nigga say that to me. The third time, they was like, welcome to the good life. I'm like, Fourth time, I'm like, man, am I in a simulation or what? Welcome to the good life. It's different out here. Y'all got that on the billboard or something around here? Why is everybody saying the same thing? I'm telling you. You see it on the vlog. Welcome to the good life. It's different out here. That's what it is. It's different. Apparently, welcome to the good life. It's different out here. That's the thing. I don't know. I don't know what's happening. AD, did you see the video of Patrick Bet-David did with 20 socialists? It literally came down to jealousy, laziness, and victimhood. I did. I think it was on Jubilee. I didn't watch the whole thing. I don't really like Jubilee videos because they're very strict with whether or not you can react to it. And so if it's not something I can react to, I'm not about to just sit and watch some bullshit. Thoughts on Crawford retirement? Good for him. I hope he manages money well and he never comes back Because I don't want him doing the Muhammad Ali. I don't want him doing the Muhammad Ali. 870s. If you can get out, get rich, get out, and have your sanity and be able to raise your kids effectively, I think you won, bro. You won in life. I'm not the most social person in the world, but for 240, I'll make some stuff shake. Facts. Sounds like Uncle's going to be flying home with a sore throat. I don't know what that means. I don't know what that means. The Wade report says all they got to do is watch how many videos you publish on the day. And as soon as they start getting tired, say, nah, Anton working, so I'm working. Ain't nobody got to keep up with me. That's the problem, though. Because, see, it's not just how many I post. It's how consistent I am with quality content. Being a domestic engineer is harder. They said it's the hardest non-W-2 job you'll ever. It's the hardest non-W-2 job you'll ever have. My now ex-husband couldn't afford to pay me for all the takes I did when mine were preschool age. In 1985, the calculated value of a stay-at-home mom was about $85,000 per year in 1985. That's how they calculated it. The value of a stay-at-home mom is $85,000 per year. That's interesting. Thank you, Amethyst Angel. That is an interesting. Like, what is the value? Here's the question. What is the value of a stay-at-home mother? From a man's perspective. What's the value of a stay-at-home mother from a man's perspective? I don't know if you can put a number on it. I'll just say that I don't know, man. I don't know what the value of that is. No, you can't say priceless. Can't say priceless. It's a number attached to it because we got to make money. It's got to be a number attached to it, and I think that the number is relative. I just think that a nice quality of life is sufficient, whatever that looks like. You know what I'm saying? I think a nice quality of life, being able to have a decent car that don't break down on you, being able to go out and get anything that you want, that's not out of bounds and too expensive. I don't know. I don't know what that number looks like. It's relative for different people. I just think that you got to make sure that she's protected. You got to make sure that she's safe. You got to make sure that the heat is on, that the lights is on, that she don't need for anything, that she can feed herself, that she can feed the kids, that she don't have to worry about car notes and stuff like that. I just think that you got to put her in a position where she only got to focus on the kids and enjoying the kids. I think that it's the easiest job when you put her in a space where she can only have to focus on the kids. If she got to work and focus on paying bills, if she got to figure out how she can make it through the week, if she's worried about whether or not you're going to actually bring some money home, if she's contemplating having to get a second job, I think the stress is the thing that then makes it difficult. But all of the women that I see raise children in my family, they enjoyed it because the only thing that they focused on was the children. They didn't focus on nothing else. They didn't have no other jobs. They didn't go to work. They didn't go and try to make money. They wasn't hustling. And the only thing that they did was they woke up and they, focused on the kid. And, they took a nap when the kid took a nap, and they just went, they did that. I don't know what number you put on that, but I just think that you got to create an oasis, an environment that's ideal for them. So that's kind of my thoughts on that. I don't know. Long Way ENT says, I'll be in the building. I got to get this debt paid down so we can run up a bag. Facts. Go get that money. AD, have you been to Fashion Valley Mall yet? No, I was supposed to go yesterday. And I wound up coming home and jumping in the jacuzzi. So, I was just kind of chilling, laid out, jumped in the jacuzzi, ordered some Instacart where I can get some grapes and some cherries. And I was just kind of chilling. But I think I'm going to go out there today because I might go to the show so that I can get caught up on shows to prepare for Sunday. Thoughts on the Breakfast Club coming to Netflix? I didn't know that the Breakfast Club was coming to Netflix. Let me see. Breakfast. Let's see. Variety, let's talk about it. Netflix inks. Hold on. Let me see if I can get this up. Netflix inks iHeartMedia deal for exclusive video podcasts. So it's going to be visual. Featuring Charlamagne the God, Chelsea Handler, and more. Full episodes will no longer be on YouTube. Full episodes will no longer be on YouTube. Full episodes will no longer be on YouTube. Let's read more. Let me understand a little bit more. Spotify entered into the licensing agreement with Netflix this fall. Close that out. Give me a second. Netflix is plugging more podcasts into its programming lineup through an exclusive video podcast deal with iHeartMedia, including popular radio talk show The Breakfast Club, hosted by Charlamagne the God and Chelsea Handler's weekly podcast. Why is DJ Envy not a name, but Charlamagne is now the face of The Breakfast Club? Let's continue. Under the Pact, video versions of more than 15 iHeartMedia original podcasts will stream in only Netflix worldwide. Only on Netflix worldwide, including The Breakfast Club, My Favorite Murder. Bobby Jones presents The Bobby Cast, Behind the Bastards, Dear Chelsea with Chelsea Handler, and This Is Important with Workaholics, starring Adam Devine, Anders Holmes, and Blake Anderson. Let me do some research. What's the name of Chelsea Handler's? Dear Chelsea? Five days ago, 8,000 views, 8,000 views, 25,000 views, 24,000 views. Girl Climber with Emily Harrington. All right, so that's Chelsea Handler with her 43,000 subscribers. Let's go with Behind the Bastards. Let me look that up. I just got to look at the numbers. Whenever I'm trying to research something, Behind the Bastards, 166,000 subscribers. All right. Give me a second. Let me do some research. I'm trying to understand what these platforms. This is important. My Favorite Murder. Let's look up My Favorite Murder. Maybe it's a bit better. My Favorite Murder has 25,000 subscribers. Just dropped this 6 hours ago with 0 views. Okay. 323, 327 views.
Hello and welcome to My Favorite Murder. That's Georgia Hardstar. That's Karen Kilgariff. And it is the holiday season.
Yay!
Oh.
We decorated, except by we, I mean not we, other people.
Molly, our
decorated.
producer, decorated.
Yay!
Am I missing it? Am I missing something? Honestly, am I missing something? I looked at all of these different platforms and what's going to be coming to Netflix. All right. I looked at all of these platforms and what's going to be coming to Netflix. And so I'm trying to understand. And they gave the list under the pack. The video versions of more than 15 iHeartMedia original podcasts will stream in only on Netflix. And they gave all of these different ones, right? With iHeartMedia's video exclusive Netflix deal, video versions of full podcast episodes will no longer be distributed on YouTube. The deal is similar to the one Netflix reached. Well, obviously, this is a play against YouTube, and they're trying to pluck podcasts away from the biggest streaming platform. YouTube is still the biggest streaming platform. The deal is similar to one Netflix reached with Spotify streaming collection original podcasts on Netflix worldwide, starting in 2026 with titles including the Bill Simmons podcast, The Rewatchables, and the true crime series Serial Killers. Obviously, that was on Spotify. New iHeartMedia video podcast episodes will launch on Netflix in early 2026 in the U.S. With more markets to follow, iHeartMedia retains all audio-only rights and distribution for shows, including in the deal. All podcasts will continue to be available on iHeartRadio app and other audio platforms, including Apple Podcasts and Spotify. With this partnership, we are incredibly excited to offer our members such unmatched variety and to deliver highly entertaining podcasts featuring some of the world's most dynamic personalities, they say. Goes on to say, get ready to dive into true crime phenomenon with My Favorite Murder, dynamic perspectives of the Breakfast Club, and the sharp, unfiltered comedy of Chelsea Handler and this initial collection. Breakfast Club says, we're excited to announce that Breakfast Club new exclusive partnership with iHeartMedia and Netflix starting early 2026. Netflix will be the exclusive home for video episodes, expanding its global reach. Big moves, bigger culture. Now, here's the question that I have to ask myself, all right? Here's the question that I want to ask myself in this whole Netflix deal situation, all right? Number one, how big is the bag? Number two, how much will they be making as a result of doing this deal? Because if they are dealing through iHeartMedia, iHeartMedia is basically giving their slate of shows, and Netflix is not independently picking out shows. They're picking Chelsea Handler is a part of iHeartMedia. The Breakfast Club is a part of iHeartMedia. The other two shows that's trash and don't really do no numbers is a part of iHeartMedia. And so basically what you're telling me is that iHeartMedia is doing a deal with Netflix to hand them some pre-made already shows, and that Netflix is not really doing any vetting to determine whether or not these shows is popping or not. So they just getting their feet in the game. It does. Now, wait a minute. Now, let me say congratulations. I don't know the terms of the deal. I don't know how much money anybody is making. But the one thing that I will say, and this is shout out to Pat McAfee, is that you never, ever, ever leave your core audience. Under no circumstances do you abandon your core audience for the money. If they are saying that it's no longer going to be available on YouTube, what does that look like? What does that mean? What does that mean? Listen. You never, ever, because Pat McAfee still streams on his YouTube, and he does not in any way, shape, or form compromise with his licensing deal with ESPN. He can still do YouTube. And if you're telling me that in order for Netflix to build this up, I think that this is going to be a mistake. It is always a mistake to abandon your core audience. It is always a mistake to abandon your core audience. And if you're going to abandon your core audience, then that means that you got to give up a bag. I don't think that this lineup of shows is hitting. Just even based off of the numbers and the fan bases, I don't think that this lineup of shows is hitting. If you told me right now that, Anton, you have to give up your ability to be able to stream where you want and where you want to stream, in order to give up that, you'd have to remove from where you built your platform at in order to be over here, I tell you to suck my cock 10 times over, bro. Forget that. This is home. This is where you built up your community. You don't leave the biggest streaming platform of all times in order to try to go over to a space that's budding. You don't do that because you're not building up any core fans. You know what I give to Joe, and I got to also pat myself on the back, is that we built our own communities. We built our own communities where wherever we go, that's where our audience is going to go. That's where our audience will go. You said Pop the Loon did it and lost a lot of their fan base. Agreed. I agreed 100%. You, in my opinion, you don't leave the place where you got your core audience at all. You don't leave the place that you get your core audience. And I'm not letting no company take the slice out of my money. And so all of them is doing deals through iHeartMedia. They just highly paid employees. And then now they got to play the game. Now they got to say and make sure that they're not talking the way that they supposed to talk and all of that other stuff. I'm not even sure that the Breakfast Club got motion like that either, because I heard that they was actually getting killed by Hot 97 in New York, but they syndicated and, they do some interviews, but I don't even think that they hitting like that no more. Honestly, I think that they starting to fall off a little bit. And I think that this is the last of the Mohicans when it comes to depending on these big companies to try to promote you to get more visibility. And this is the end. If you don't have a core audience, and if you don't have a group of people that rock with you where you can take them anywhere, and including off the platform where you at, then it's over for you. It's over. But I mean, congratulations to them if they can get some money out of it, because they already signed to iHeartMedia. I think that the real play is to create your own platform to where you not be independent on these other platforms in order to survive and in order to rock out. Somebody said the Breakfast Club fell off after Angela Yee left. Is Angela Yee popping? Let's look it up. It's only one way to find out. I know she got her own platform, but I think she got that all the way up with Angela Yee. She got 215,000 subscribers. She doing okay. She doing okay. Nah, I don't know. Way up a dancehall artist, 192 views, 851 views. Lizzo speaks out after fat shaming claims, 732 views. 355 views. They got to work on these thumbnails. They got to fix this shit. This shit is bad. Screechy Dan and Red Fox explain Pum Pum Shorts. And these is long videos. These are like 30-minute videos, and so they should have way more views than this. Dionne Warwick sued over Doja Cat sample. 1.7. Mano address. This did 40,000, so that did really good. 222 views. 956 views. 1.5 thousand. 960. 972. 2.1. 288. 12. 395. 1.4. Yeah, this shit is. I don't know about this. I don't know about this. So, I mean, you know, I don't know, man. I don't know. I have no clue. You're talking to somebody that is confused. I don't know anything. I'm just observing and reporting as I see it. And, you know, the more I learn about it, the more I'll bring y'all up to speed with it. So I could share I could share my own stuff. Let me see. What do I rock with? I'm at last 28 days. It usually don't update, you know, in the morning, but 67,000 new subscribers, 76.6 million views, and 2.7 million watch hours. So, and that's just one channel. And so that's not even including no other channels. But, you know, like I've been able to maintain and be consistent about what it is that I do and how I rock. And so I just continue to rock out. So all I can go by is the numbers. All I can go by. Yeah, I never sold an album, but I never been on TV. Never shot a basketball, never sold an album, never been on TV, never did none of that shit. I just came in and just kicked in the doors, and I'm gonna chase every one of these motherfuckers down. I ain't scared of nobody. I'm not scared of nobody. I don't care what anybody is doing and what nobody is talking about. Netflix, come talk to me. I'll show you how to really put on the show, my niggas. Netflix, come holla at your boy. Come holla at me, Netflix. We don't need to put up no basketballs. You don't need to dribble real quick. You don't need none of that shit. If you don't like them dancing all in your videos, shimmying all up in your shit, if you don't want to have to pick up a basketball, if you don't want to have to throw a football, if you don't want to have to go and kick a soccer ball around, if you don't if you don't want to have to get on the microphone and start rapping, yo, you don't want to have to go shoot videos and sell your soul over to the devil, come over to the Bag Chasers. Oh man, oh man, oh man. If you tired of if you tired of having to depend on diversity, equity, and inclusion dollars in order to get your podcast off the ground, come on over to Death Row. Bag Chaser South coming soon. Oh, okay. Cooper says, how much would they have to pay you to get off YouTube? Nigga, you can't pay me to get off YouTube. 100 million? Nigga, you know how much money you have to pay me to get off YouTube? Are you crazy? I don't really know if people realize how much money I make. I build whole houses from scratch and buy the land with no bank financing. Zero, zilch, nada. I have nobody in my pockets. I have no overlord. Nobody owns me. Nobody can tell me what to do. I don't do splits. I don't give money over to a overlord company. I have my own employees. I got my own people that work with me. I got my own team, my own crew, my own videographers. I do my own everything. I don't answer to anybody at all. I have no strings on me at all. If you don't really understand the freedom that I have zero people digging into my pockets. Nothing. Nobody is taking a dime from me. Nobody can tell me what to do. Nobody I don't have a manager. I'm not paying somebody 10, 15, 20% of my pay. I don't have a company that is promoting me. I don't have a marketing company, none of that shit. I am, let me tell you something, bro. I am not controlled. I don't have a gambling company that is telling me what to do with sponsorships. They can't fire me, can't tell me what to do. Nothing. You can't pay for that, bro. You can't pay for the type of freedom that I have. You can't pay, you can't control me. Nobody can control me. And bro, the assault that I'm about to have on the internet, I'm so, y'all got to be patient with me right now, because the assault that I'm about to have on the internet, and that's why I'm hurrying up and porting everything over and trying to get all of these videos inside of the Bag Chasers and all of this stuff. And make sure you tap into the Patreon, link is in the description. I show my numbers, I show everything. The assault that I'm about to have on the internet in 2026 is going to be insane. It's always a nigga that's whining about Anton bragging too much. Is it bragging? All right, come on. I'm not gonna go off on you. Before I move over to the next subject, I'm not gonna go off on you. I'm not gonna say niggas is just mad because they broke. I'm not gonna do none of that shit. Is it bragging to say that I am not owned by a company, by a person, by a corporation, that I'm not paid off by a political pact, that I'm not controlled? Or should it be inspirational that I'm giving you the blueprint for how we need to not sell out our communities, how we need to not sell out our companies, how we need to not give away our assets, how we need to control our IP, how we need to invest in ourselves, and how we need to have confidence in ourselves. For so long, they've always did a Jedi mind trick on us to try to tell us that we're bragging too much for saying and exemplifying how you don't need the man, and the only thing that you need is your community and God in order to be successful. How is it bragging when other people talk about how much money they make and how much money they getting paid by these corporations, these evil corporations that is controlling your narrative and preventing you from really giving the information out to the people? Is it bragging, or is it exemplifying greatness and using myself as an example and being one of the first people through the door that's saying, I don't need a deal in order to be successful? How is it bragging to say that look at what they doing, but they bought and they paid off and they don't even own themselves, but we did it differently and we still doing better numbers than all of them? that you don't have to sell your soul. Your children don't have to dribble a basketball. We can promote more than just sports. And I am a regular, everyday person that came from Detroit, Michigan, from the blackest cities. But you don't have to sit there and say, well, they let you in the door, because I made my own door. So I don't have to depend on anybody, or I don't have to say I sold out. I never sold out. I never sold out. You have great content, just be humble. Man, suck my dick, bro. I ain't being humble to nobody. The only person I'm being humble to is God. Every day I wake up and I say, I thank God for what it is that you've done for me. What is it that I can do in order to be a servant? I don't have to do anything. I don't have to do nothing. And somebody said, oh, YouTube on his cap. Nigga, I make more from Patreon than I do from YouTube. So add it up. I got 20,000 people that roll with me on Patreon. I could take my catalog anywhere I go. It's all backed up. I could delete this shit from any platform I want to go to. I can go and create my own app if I want to. I have freedom. I don't have no contracts. I don't have no obligations. I don't have no requirements. I got my own people, my own employee, my own money, and I'm already there. I got my own infrastructure. Don't nobody own me. You see how I just removed all of my vlogs? It's not even available. If you go to the Darth Anton channel right now, it's nothing up there now except for 2 shorts. 2 shorts, that's it. Because I have the option to do what I want to do when I want to do it. You can do it too. So instead of looking at it as, oh man, you need to be humble. No, nigga, you need to ask better questions and join the Bag Chasers so that you can better understand all of the game, because I don't gatekeep and I give you all of the information. Instead of you saying, well, man, how can I do it? And how can I set myself up? And how do I market myself more effectively in order to not need anybody or not have to sell out? Or how can I make the sacrifice? You tell me to be humble. And so I tell you to suck my dick. I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to do a damn thing. Yeah, you still support me too, bitch, because you subscribed to even be able to type this. He talked like this and y'all still support him like some shameless dogs. Man, shut the fuck up. You subscribe too, nigga. You watch the show, punk. See, I didn't want to have to do this, but I guess I got to do this today, huh? Every once in a while before we get into 2026, we got to do a temperature check in this bitch. You subscribe. You subscribe. Yes, you are. And you ain't going nowhere. So funny. Everybody always talk, I'm going to unsubscribe from you. Man, my subscribers go up every day. I ain't lost not one fucking subscriber. Not one. Not one. Grandma called me the other day saying, I'm proud of you, baby. You talking that talk. And you not compromising for nobody. I said, oh, I know I'm doing the wrong thing if I got a call from Grams. I done had Graham switch over to YouTube. That's all she watch now. She don't even watch regular TV no more. She only watch her baby on YouTube. Yeah, y'all go and rock out with all of these paid plants that y'all got in the industry. We don't need nothing. All we got is ourselves, and that's all we need. All we need is God. God told me a long time ago anyway. He said, I want you to be 100% dependent on me. Don't be dependent on none of these other people. Don't depend on these industries. I get calls every day, people trying to buy into the platform, people that want me to take a deal, gambling companies that contact me and say, oh my God, we want to be able to give you a bag and we want to give you a promo code and make sure you do this. And you know what I tell them? Suck my dick. I don't sell out nothing. You're not going to get me to push something that I don't want to push. I don't have to do nothing. Oh my God, you want to sell out your program? We want to buy into your company. We want to be able to do. Nope. 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 The answer is no. Answer is no. I don't sell out. I don't sell out. They said I wouldn't be able to do it. Oh my God, he's not going to be able to do it. Okay, you got it. I feel you. You're right. You're right. You're right. Kick myself out by mistake. Oh. 80 million you selling out or no? Bro, you can't get me to sell out. I'm not giving anybody my platforms. I'm not. The only thing that I would ever do, is I would license it to be able to stream elsewhere. But I will never, ever, ever be in control. Never be controlled. Ever. You can't get me to sell out my platforms. And let me tell you, and I'm gonna tell you another reason why, and then I'm gonna move over to the next story. One of the reasons why you can't get me to sell out my platform. Let me ask you a question. Let's say you was no longer able to reach the people and get your message across to them. And let's say you was worth $15, $20 million, right? Let's say you got a net worth of 20 million. Let's just use a round number, right? And somebody offer you $100 million. Would you give up your freedom for an extra $80 million? My answer is completely different from yours. My answer is no. And the reason why my answer is no is because, first of all, there's nothing that I need to buy with 100 million that you can't buy with 20. You just get, it's greed. It's 100% greed at that point, right? There's nothing that I can buy with 100 that I can't get that I don't already have with 20. So it's just greed. And then I'm asking myself the question, well, if you see me worth 100, then that means that I really must be worth 250. If you ever offer me 100, I know that you lowballing me, and I just haven't figured out how to monetize more effectively. And I enjoy being able to have the freedom to do what I want to do when I want to do it. I have to be unfiltered. I have to be able to say what I want to say. I have to be able to do what I want to do. And I have to be able to reach the people. And my last reason is God does not want me to be controlled by anybody. I only answer to God. I don't answer to a man. And he does not want me to be controlled by anybody. He does not want me. He don't want nobody else to be able to take the credit for what he has guided me into doing. He does not want anybody to be able to take the credit for what he has already guided me into doing. There can't be anybody that says, I made you, or, you know what, it's because them folks did this, or because you went into this circle, or whatever like that. That's not my path. That's not what's for me. That's not my path. Nobody can make me compromised to what I truly believe and what it is that is what I'm doing. And so, it just is what it is. Like, I rise and I fall. You said, F that, give me my money. There's plenty of people that'll sell out what God is telling you to do for some money. And that's the difference between people that a saint that believes in every word that God tells them and a person that'll do anything for a couple dollars. There's plenty of people that will sell out their beliefs. They'll snitch on their people. They'll sell out their family. They'll throw away their legacy. You'll let another nigga. If you would do that for some money, you would let another nigga fuck your wife. If you would do that for a couple dollars, it ain't no telling what you would do for a couple dollars. If you would sell out just for some money against what God said, because I seek guidance from God every day. And if you would sell out for a couple dollars, then everybody around you should be looking at you with the side eye. And you know what's so funny? When I talk to my people, and when I talk to Carrie, and when I talk to Q and Slimmy and Lex and Mika and all of my people, they believe in me. They believe that I'm going to execute and do exactly what it is that I said that I'm going to do. And they trust me as the leader of the ship that we are building. And they have unwavering trust in what I'm going to do because I don't sell out my people. They believe in me because they know that I'm unwavering in what it is that I'm going to do. And that's the difference between leadership and people that is only looking at the money. A couple dollars. You would sell out for a couple dollars? Damn, homie. In high school, you was the man, homie. And that's why they follow me. It's a difference between why they follow them other niggas for entertainment. They follow me because I'm him. Do I feel pressure when a lot of people believe in you? No, because all I do is just listen to God. I don't have no pressure. All the pressure is on God's shoulders. I just execute, baby. Only thing I got to focus on is doing exactly what I've been doing. Everybody sold out. Everybody sold out. I'm the last of the Mohicans. All right, y'all, let's get into the next part of the show. I done rambled long enough. We got 4. Oh, Spirit and Frontier. Let's get into Spirit and Frontier. Forgot about that. We're going to get to the money. We're going to get to the money. Hold on. Let me back up. Make sure that we all on the same page.
All three. So yeah, Warner Bros. Discovery right now apparently advising its shareholders to reject that hostile takeover bid by Paramount Skydance. So it's in favor of that original agreement with Netflix. They're calling it the Paramount offer inferior. They're saying it's inadequate. Paramount has been appealing directly to the Warner Brothers shareholders to buy the entire company. Warner Brothers board agreed to sell streaming studios business to Netflix, but it's this whole back and forth.
Does the Middle East step up with the Ellisons? Is that what we're talking about?
If I were advising Warner Brothers Discovery, I would say I think I prefer the Netflix deal simply because I have greater confidence in the equity component. For the equity component for Paramount, I've got Mr. Ellison saying, trust me. Okay, I can trust you. You're the richest guy in the world, or one of the richest guys. I've got a lot of Mideast money. I'm not sure if I like that. But the pro forma company's going to have a ton of debt on it. And that's a problem, as an ongoing concern. So again, I can understand why the Warner Brothers advisors and are saying, hey, let's stick with Netflix.
And the valuation of Versant off of Brian Roberts and Comcast, you mentioned this the other day. Yeah. You and I were weaned on 11 and 14 times EBITDA.
Yeah.
And this puppy's going for 5 times EBITDA.
If that. Yep, exactly right, Tom. So the valuations of cable networks have really just fallen off the table, and it's really a business that has declining revenue. Although I saw last month, cable subscriptions actually ticked up positive
Right.
last month for the first time in years.
And
I don't
what's
know if that's
great, Lisa,
going on.
is
Thank you, football.
Yes, probably. Yeah, you're probably right.
I used to sit in the back. They were embarrassed by me, and Mr. Mays used to call upon me first with his cowboy hat on. Tom, what do you think? Next.
You got it. Let's go to Frontier Group. Okay, ULCC. Their shares have been up as much as 7%. So there's news that the airline is in these revived talks to merge back with Spirit Aviation, bankrupt. Spirit. They filed for second bankruptcy in less than a year in August. So they say a deal could be announced as soon as this month. We'll see. Spirit's not commenting. Frontier has not commented.
Spirit is on his way to die, and so is Frontier. Budget airlines are no more, in my opinion. And there's always going to be upstarts when it comes to the airline industry and the budget airlines industry and whatever, but it's absolutely going to die. First of all, let me go back to this whole Netflix deal. And the reason why they are pitching the shareholders themselves is because they want the shareholders to put pressure on the board. And most of the time, some of the people that are on the board are the largest shareholders of the company to reject the Netflix deal. This is Larry Ellison and his son, that is the head of, I believe, Paramount. His son is the head of Paramount. And so they're trying to basically buy this deal via debt. They're trying to get backers and bankers and take out a lot of debt in order to buy the Warner Brothers catalog so that they can then license it or do whatever it is that they're going to do with the platform, or merge it in and try to get subscriptions. But I don't think that the board is as confident in Paramount's bid, even though the bid is significantly more than Netflix. They want the equity share that Netflix is doing with they have more confidence with Netflix to be able to get this deal done and for there to be a greater equity and for Warner Brothers to prosper as a result of it versus, and you got to remember, when Netflix buys this, which I think that Netflix is going to do, when Netflix buys this, Netflix is only really purchasing the catalog. They want HBO Max, they want the legacy feature films, they want the Batman, Begins, they want the Harry Potters, they want all of that type of stuff. They're not interested in the cable networks. They want that to go away and they want that to be spun off as a completely different company. So I'm not even sure that the deal is worth it that much more when you really start to consider how much is the catalog for Warner Brothers worth. I think that they want that Netflix money. They want Netflix to be able to solidify the deal. And the fact that Netflix is willing to pay a $6 billion breakup fee if it doesn't happen, seemingly regulators will come in and say, well, we don't necessarily think that you guys should be together because it's going to create a monopoly, which is not going to create a monopoly. I think that, the deal is going to go through with Netflix. And I think this is just a stalling tactic and that they will not mount a significant deal to where the shareholders take whatever the difference is between what Paramount is offering and what Netflix is offering. And Paramount is not even worth $18 billion. And then they would take up $100 billion in debt in order to buy the Warner Brothers catalog. What would they do with the catalog? We know what Netflix is going to do with the catalog. What is Warner Brothers going to do with the catalog? Or not Warner Brothers, Paramount going to do with the catalog? And the only reason that they even getting any motion whatsoever is because they're being backed by Oracle founder Larry Ellison. So I don't think that that's the thing. When it comes to Frontier and Spirit, I look at Frontier and Spirit as dying companies. And the only reason that I could see that it would make sense for them to merge, because I don't even think synergies can fix this company. You can't cut your costs or cut your way into success. And thinking that, okay, so we got two HR departments, we can merge one, but we can still keep the base, probably still keep the same names. I don't think that that's going to work. I don't think that you can cut costs so much to where you'll then be successful. They're bleeding and they're hemorrhaging money. If you're a part of the Bag Chasers, if you're a part of the Patreon and you've seen any of our stock clubs, and we went through all of the service industries, the airline industries, the hospitality industry, the amount of money that they're carrying in debt, I think that Spirit and Frontier is probably one major catastrophic situation away from dying altogether. They're one pandemic away, one recession away, one 2008 market crash away from just dying altogether.
And it is a dying business. It's a dying industry. And when you go over to Spirit, and even if you try to book a flight, and you say, okay, well, I want to get this cheap flight on Spirit, by the time they get done feeing you to death, you might as well have flew in American Airlines or Delta. By the time they fee you to death, because you got to pay separate for your bags, you got to pay separate for a carry-on, you got to pay this, you got to pay that. If you're not just going on yourself and then just know that you can buy whatever it is that you need, or you already got something there, when you get there, you're going to wind up paying close to what you was already paying, except for they just got a reputation for being the ghettoest airline in the United States of America, even though they have a great track record of safely getting planes to and from. They got a marketing issue too, because it's marketed as a cheap airline. It's marketed as a cheap airline. Southwest is right there. Southwest is switching up. Southwest used to be so fucked up. Let me tell y'all how I rode Southwest one time in my entire life. Hated it. Hated it. Absolutely hated it. Why did you hate Southwest, Anton? I liked flying Spirit more than I liked flying Southwest, because at least I can get the big seat. You know, that's the version of first class, the big seat in the front. I flew Southwest, which I think that they changing this now to where you can pick your seat. All of the seats is the same fucking size. All of the seats is the same size. And then it's first come first. It's the first person to line up in the line. You the first person that can get to the front of the plane. I'm like, what type of nonsense is this? So wait a minute. If I spend some extra money to get in the first line, I still got to compete with everybody that spent extra money to get in the first line to be able to get to the front of the plane. I said, man, what is this nonsense that we dealing with? And I didn't have a choice, because it was when I actually flew to Kevin Samuels' funeral in Oklahoma City. And there were no direct flights to Oklahoma City. Oklahoma City apparently has a smaller airport. And so I had to basically do a layover in Atlanta, and because Detroit and Atlanta is Delta's biggest hub. And then I had to catch a Spirit flight, not a Spirit flight, a Southwest flight over to Oklahoma City. And then coming back, I had to catch a Southwest flight from Oklahoma City over back to Atlanta so I can get back on the Delta plane and head back to Detroit. I said, man, I'm not about to be over here standing in line early. I'm trying to be inside of the lounge. I want to be inside of the lounge. I want to be kicked up with my feet kicked up and so on and so forth and chilling inside of the lounge. I'm not about to be fighting with y'all. I'm not fighting with y'all at all.
It's doing JetBlue, and that blew up, right?
Correct.
See,
well, I just think, I don't know how the regulators would not support. I mean, you got to let these two companies come together, or any of them come together.
Right. And they're saying if you do get this combined Spirit Frontier, they could become the 5th largest airline in the U.S. based on like miles flown by paying passengers. And that moves it ahead of JetBlue, moves it ahead of Alaska Air Group. So it kind of puts it
Spirit Airlines and they cover the markets that the big don't want to cover. So the small markets, and you got
different clientele.
Exactly. You got to protect those things.
But this goes back to the heart of it. And then, Paul, you're
I'm gonna be honest with you. I just don't like the yellow either. It just looked cheap. I don't like the yellow either. It looked cheap. What are rich looking colors? Neutral, grays, blacks, whites, reds, blues. If it's not the American flag color, or it's not, think about it like this. You can pay the same amount of money and put paint on your walls. Are you going to put a yellow wall, or are you going to put a neutral gray wall? And how much more is the house going to be worth when a client walks in and they see a neutral gray versus a yellow wall? It looks cheap. It is a cheap color. Yellow is a cheap color. If you are somebody that is marketing yourself, stay away from yellows. Yellows, listen, we knew this. In corporate America, we know what yellow is a cheap color. You know what it reminds me of? It reminds me of Bumblebee. It reminds me of Drumline, where they did the flight of the bumblebee. It reminds me of a bumblebee. It reminds me of a bumblebee. Whenever I look at yellow, I think cheap. I don't know why. It's mental. When I see yellow, it says cheap. When I see the American colors, red, white, and blue. That's why Delta got such a great marketing campaign. It's red, white, and blue. Blue with the red stripes on it. Fly, Delta. And they don't do that. And then look, Frontier, we're going to put a green. Just look cheap. Honestly, it looked cheap. There's no neutral colors. Marketing themselves dumb. Seem like all of the executives will understand this.
Different cities around the country, they don't have 3 airports.
No.
I mean, it's a big deal. It's not a small show. Can you squeeze one more in here?
I'll squeeze in. We'll get to the housing.
Even if people don't spend a lot of money, they want to feel as though they're getting quality. Even if you don't spend a lot of money, you want to feel as though you're getting a quality experience. You don't want to feel like somebody is giving you something cheap. I'm giving y'all a marketing lesson right now. You don't want to feel as though you're getting something cheap. You get on a Spirit flight and you get on the plane, and let's say you're not necessarily coming from Atlanta or Miami, and you don't see a bunch of women that's sitting on their knees because they just got BBL surgery, right? And let's say you on a regular flight, or you're not coming from Sasua where it's a bunch of men on there and it's 98% men that's on there and they just got done paying for box because, you know, some young hoe wasn't over there fulfilling all of their dreams and telling them, oh my God, you the best I ever had. Right after she just got done fucking the other 1,500 guys, right? So let's assume that you're not coming from one of those two places. The woman is not sitting on her knees with a knee pad because she can't sit down and she didn't get the proper care after getting her BBL and she wasn't bleeding all over the Airbnb. Or you're not done paying for pussy and you're not bringing diseases back to the United States of America that we have not heard of yet. So you can come home and you can infect your wife, or you can infect the person that you're in a relationship with because you got that monster and you was over there, yeah, it's the bros. So now you over here bringing that hive, that HIV or something like that because nigga, you so tired of you, nigga, but it only cost me $27. That's why you got herpes now, nigga. So you wasn't over there paying for pussy, right? Or you're not sitting on your knees on a flight back from Miami from getting BBL surgery. Or maybe you didn't, you know, you're not coming from, I'll leave the rest of that alone. So let's say that let's say you're on the flight and you're not coming from one of those places. If you get on the plane and let's just say you get in the big seats in the front, it's pretty comfortable. It's pretty comfortable. I took a flight from Tampa to Miami and it was like, couldn't have been no more than 35, 40 minutes. Probably was in the air for like 30 minutes. It was a nice big seat. But you know what they had? They had a bunch of marketing that said cheap here, cheap there, cheap everywhere. Cheap here, cheap. Even if you pay a lot of money, you're thinking to yourself, man, I don't want to pay no whole lot of money to sit up here because I'm on the cheap. I'm on the cheap. Now, see, if you pay a lot of money to get on a Delta flight, if you pay a lot of money to get on a Delta flight, then it's you're gonna feel different because it's like, yeah, you know, I'm getting my money's worth. You're gonna have some conversation with the guy next to you. You know, he's gonna tell you about the business that he's into. Y'all gonna exchange information. Y'all gonna keep in touch with each other. You're gonna ask him, is this your home base? You're going to probably make some friends and some, you know, do some business. I can't tell you how many people that I've actually met sitting in first class on Delta. But if I have to pay Delta prices for Spirit, is the chair any better? No, the chair is relatively comfortable in the big seats. But now I feel like I'm getting robbed because I feel like I'm overpaying for an experience that this chick is in the back. This ghetto chick just got done arguing with the flight attendant in the front when she was getting on the plane. You see what I'm saying? So it matters. It matters. All different details matter. Colors, service, quality of customer, standards. It all matters. Because now I'm going to feel like I'm overpaying for something that I'm probably paying an effective price for, but I'm willing to pay even more for something based off of the fact that they market it and they get their word out a little bit differently. Now the seats is black. The seats is black. Now, there you go. I just gave you a marketing lesson. Make sure you hit a like for the algorithm. Think about it. What do American Airlines have? The Admirals Club. Right? It's the Admirals Club. The Admirals Club. I don't feel like taking Soul Plane. I'm taking no Soul Plane. What are you talking about, boy? Get him up out of there. Salute AD in the back chasers. You're totally right. Before I started my cargo van business, I worked 12-hour shifts for 2 years doing security, and I wanted to quit so bad, but I had a goal in mind, and I sacrificed to get there, and it's worth it. It's worth it. Based on W-2 job titles, laundress, maid, chauffeur, chef, accountant, account manager, logistics manager, etc. Nah, I think y'all overvaluing yourself. I think you overvaluing yourself. The value of a stay-at-home mother is not based off of who she is, it's based off of the kid that she has from the person that she is associated with. All stay-at-home mothers is not created equal. The value of a woman often at times is who the man is that she's associated with. So if you're putting that value on it, I think that that's not an accurate description. You get what I'm saying? The only reason this woman is more valuable than she would be is because she's sitting here next to me instead of sitting here next to him. It's not the same. It's not the same. We could debate it. Netflix got 15 podcasts from iHeart coming to the Breakfast Club, including the Breakfast Club. Yep. Shout out to them. That you winning, Joe, Shannon, Cam. Shout out to all of them. Watch the Joe and Nas interview is dope. I got to check that out. I'm going to try to check it out this afternoon. Good morning, AD. Have you in my prayers, big dog. Thank you, Yo, it's Eric TV. Definitely giving game. I listen to Joe and you only. Eric TV says, sound like they love to be victims. They want to be like the DoorDash lady, and I am the victim. You said it, AD, 2026 will be the year. I'm taking over everything in 2026. There is no string. Aaron to Lucas says, I agree with you. Just take heed and learn from the lessons of the past examples. Study the lessons from the Opium Wars, China versus UK, gird up properly. People who say you're bragging are hating on you. I don't think they're hating. I just think that they don't understand and they speak the language of broke. Y'all know what that language is? Have y'all ever heard of that language before? I know it's a lot of bag chasers in here, so you may not have understand what I just said. That is the language of broke. We don't speak it. We don't understand it. It is not in our purview, but I heard somebody say it before, and I asked him, I said, what is that? He said, that is the language of broke. It's the broke language. We don't understand it. It's like an alien foreign invasion. The language of the broke is not for us. It's not meant for us. It is not ideal for us. That is not our thing. That's not our language. Step out of your brokenness. Hit him with the Like Mike commercial from the 90s. AD, except switch Mike with them initials AD. The name is booming internationally, fam. Let's go. I didn't even realize how much motion I got until I stepped outside. I be having to stay in the house. I said, ooh, they love me in the streets of San Diego and Detroit and Atlanta and Miami and everywhere else in the United States of America and internationally. They love Anton from AntonDaniels.com. Hold on, let me address this really quickly. I want to read all of y'all stuff. I just seen something come across my screen and I said it's worth having a conversation about. TLC 8816 says, you are not a woman, so you have no idea what a woman goes through when it comes to having a baby and raising one. It's priceless. Think about it. No, I don't want to understand what a woman goes through when she has a baby. I actually was sitting there And I watched my daughter be born. And so I was there and I witnessed it. But let me help you to understand something. The value of the woman is based off of the man that she's associated with. And I understand you suffer, but everybody suffers. It's a lady with some flies on her eyes in Sudan or Cambodia, and she having a baby too. You better than her? Are you better than the woman that's over there in South Sudan or Cambodia that is having a child also? Or is it all based off of the fact that you just a woman? I'm just curious. What's the difference? What's the difference? TLC, what's the difference? What makes you better than the lady with the flies in her eyes that's going to be feeding her kid goat milk? What's the difference? What's the difference? Thanks for the advice you give. I'm working on getting my MBA, and wife is getting her MHA, going to start assisted living business on Long Island, New York, Suffolk County. Shout out to y'all. Shout out to y'all. Watch for a year now and just join the Bag Chasers. Shout out to the Patreon members and the Bag Chasers. Yes. Let me see something real quick. Yes. Would I sponsor also would sponsor a race car? No, for what? I don't understand why. Like, do people look at a race car? This is all right. So I'm illogical. I'm still from Detroit. All right. Do people look at a race car and say, man, I want to go and check out that person that is on that race car? I don't see the value. I don't see the reciprocating of terms. You know what I'm saying? I don't see the value add there. I think that that's just a rich person sport. I don't think that that's a real value add. I've never seen somebody say, man, I found you from looking at a race car. That don't make no sense to me whatsoever. At all. That don't make no sense. I don't understand it. It don't make no sense to me. So that's a rich man sport. That ain't for people that's trying to market to get their business out there. TR's Car Wash says one of my homies had to pay to bring his brush on Spirit plane, and they talking about it to carry on. Herpes for $27.99 is pure evil, says Mr. Lot. Manny Plays PC says, what about a green plane with yellow letters? Nah. Listen, I'm a realist. I'm gonna break this down so simple for y'all. I want to give a shout out leaving 2025 before I forget, because I may not remember to do this. I want to give a shout out to all of the niggas that I passed up that was mad that I passed them up. And the people that get upset at the fact that it was nothing that you could do to stop me. This is God's plan. God's plan. I see you dusty niggas out here live streaming, struggle streaming. I see you struggle streaming. I see you streaming, trying to figure out what you're going to do, figure out how you can tap into a new audience. I see you niggas losing subscribers. I see you still stuck at where you've been stuck at for the past 3 years. I see you. Salute to you. I want to say it before I forget, because I get really busy with my bag chasers and the people that I run up a bag with. And I just want to make sure you understand that I acknowledge you too. I'm never going to get so rich, so successful, get so many views and subscribers that I'm not going to forget you. I just want you to know. And I don't have to say your name because I know that I'm going to be doing you a favor if I say your name. But you know, y'all know who y'all are. All of y'all. All of you. All of the ones that are bothered and say, man, AD is this, and you still stuck on the same shit that you was stuck on in 2022, 2023 when you first started getting mad at me. Shout out to you niggas. Shout out to everybody in 2025 that I've watched in 2024, 2023, 2022, and 2021, feeling some type of way. I hope you niggas continue to struggle. I hope y'all continue to cannibalize each other's audiences and fight for 3 more subscribers from this person's channel and this person's channel. I hope y'all niggas have so much infighting and that you warn with each other for a small piece of the pie. For the 0.0001% of the pie that's left, I hope y'all continue to fight for that. I mean it. I mean it from the bottom of my heart. Shout out to all of the people on all coasts, and they all coasts, all different looks, ages, shapes, sizes. God bless you niggas. I hope y'all figure it out. I hope y'all fight for that $500 that you can get in live stream money, and that you continue to cannibalize the same super chatters. And you go and check it out. You want to know how you know who they are? Because unless they live stream about somebody else, like let's say they give their own thoughts, or here's another one. You go into their live stream and every single chat is blue because everybody is the same person and they all got moderator privileges because they don't really have no motion. It's the same niggas having the same niggas out. Hey, shout out to the people that's been doing this shit for all of this time and you still haven't realized that you're not good at it. You're not good at this shit. Dog, you should just put more effort into getting a regular job, just get another regular job. You spend all of this time on the internet, you ain't getting no money. You've been doing this shit for years and you ain't getting no money, nigga. Ain't you tired of being broke? Ain't you tired of being like, now you got to get off camera when you live stream because nobody gives, but the more you cut your camera on, the less people want to watch you. Ain't that hurtful? Ain't you tired of the same backdrop? Y'all niggas still putting the LEDs behind your TVs with the strip. My daughter did that like 6 years ago, bro. Ain't you niggas tired of getting little poster boards and putting your name on it on the back and having niggas say, yeah, man, you ain't tired of that? Don't you want a better backdrop? Don't you want to upgrade, my nigga? Ain't you defeated yet? Aren't you bothered by your circumstance in life? Are you doing this out of pride because you just been doing it for a long time and you don't know what else to do? And you holding on to the possibility that one day I'm gonna blow up and it's just an algorithm that's stopping me. Man, they shadow banning me. Ain't you tired of being fake shadow banned and you not really shadow banned? That shit would bother the fuck out of me. Like, damn, I've been at the same amount of subscribers. This year in 2025, I've only grown 736 subscribers and I've been doing this shit for like 7 years, 8 years, 9 years. Ain't you tired of that, bro? Ain't you tired of when you drop the same fucking content over and over again that you not getting no motion, so you don't even clip your shit up no more, or you don't even know how to structure your show? You just live stream into purgatory. Live stream. Thumbnails look the same, look like a 7th grader made it, just looking like a piece of shit. Ain't you defeated yet? Ain't you defeated yet? Nigga, don't you realize that the people that stream with me on Room 9 make more than y'all niggas? Every last one of them make more than you niggas. My editors make more than you niggas. Editors, live streamers, producers, my assistants make more than you niggas. Y'all niggas putting in all of this time. You be on the internet fighting amongst each other. Y'all not done yet? You not done yet? Y'all ain't never actually met up with each other in person, but y'all keep talking about how y'all gonna pull up on everybody? You ain't done yet. Niggas ain't never got $100 super chat in their life. Ain't never got a $500 super chat in their life. Niggas is struggling. Nigga, YouTube, a lot of times, if you go into certain spaces, it's the hood. It's the hood. Yes, YouTube got a hood. And they all in the same spaces and in the same circles, doing the same fucking thing. Broke as fuck. Still threatening people, still doing the same shit over and over again. All of these niggas is booty scratchers. Booty scratchers. All y'all is just booty scratchers. Slimmy, they booty scratchers. Hey, Slim. I told all my niggas, I said, dog, I told Slim, I said, bro, when I get on, I'm putting you on. We gonna get this money together. I told Slim back that, what was that, 2019, 20? Slim, remember when we was kicking it in 2019 or some shit? And I said, bro, when I get done with this shit, everybody gonna be getting money. I don't even know if Slim believed in me as much as I believed in what I was gonna do. And Slim was like, word, you think so? I said, man, watch. I'm telling you, Slim, I'm gonna come and get everybody. I'm coming back to get all my niggas, everybody that has been loyal. We coming to get this shit and we gonna do this shit together. And Slim was like, word? I said, yeah, man, for real. I don't even know if Slim remember all of the conversations that we had. Y'all ain't put nobody on. Y'all ain't help nobody get no money. You niggas is just looking dusty out here. Doing the same shit over and over again. Shout out to my little hoes out there struggle streaming. I love you niggas. Without you, how would I know how to continue to step on niggas and to measure myself and how much further? Dog, don't you realize that I ran up more subscribers over the last 28 days than you niggas have in your entire YouTube career? That shit is crazy. Shout out to my little hoes out there. I see you niggas. I should start naming names. Let me see. Because I forgot how to pronounce some of you niggas' names. Let me see if I can find some of y'all names in y'all channels. Give y'all a little bit of a boost. Give you a channel boost. Give you a stimmy pack. Let me see if I can get you niggas a stimmy pack. You know what? I changed my mind. I don't want to give you a stimmy pack. I don't want to give you a stimmy pack. Nigga, suck my dick. You get no love over here, nigga. You get no love. You don't get no visibility, no nothing, no moolah, no nothing. You don't get nothing, nigga. You don't get no visibility. You don't get no shout outs. You don't get no hate. You don't get no love. You don't get nothing. You get nothing. Nigga, no Chinese food, no water, no nothing. You don't get nothing. You don't get no love, no shout outs, no hate, no fighting, no nothing. You niggas is just punching in the air. Punching in the air. Fuck you niggas. The only ones who do it for years and make no money, they do it because they think a company is going to come and give them a deal. They was like, yes, he going to say my name. Nope. No names. I promise there are 2025 live streams about 2022 Fight Club debates. I told you those are YouTube bandos. They crackheads. Crackheads. No ribs, no champagne, no nothing. Get the bottom of my Yeezy slide. You get the bottom of my Yeezy slide. All right. That's enough for today. I'm going to finish porting over all of the rest of the content.
to Patreon. And so we're going to finish that. We got about 40 more videos we got to transition over there. And I'm prepping, y'all. I'm getting it. I'm doing it. I'm taking care of business. I'm on top of it. All right. I love y'all. I appreciate y'all. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Look at all of this greatness. You see all of this shit? Just greatness everywhere. I just love my life. You see this? See the views, nigga? I ain't going to do that to you. I ain't going to give you no tour. I ain't going to give you no tour. I love you. I appreciate you. I'm going to holler at you guys later. Peace.